Cloud. Click share sound. And there we go.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I am Love Coach Scott Katamas, and I just wanted to thank Diara for doing her dance and movement to our opening song. Great job, Diara. Thank you. And she is our co-host, our co-hostess with the mostest tonight. Thank you, Diara. And welcome and greetings from the Conscious Life Expo. And we're going to have a really fun show tonight. It's going to be very spontaneous. I've invited about a dozen friends and presenters to come through the media room and say hello and visit. And our first two guests, you've seen them on the show recently, Amanda Romania and Victoria Shaw, and they both have in common being brilliant and being soul searchers. Now, is this your first Conscious Life Expo?
No, this is my second.
So what's it like for you being at the expo? Question to Bill. To you, Amanda?
It's kind of like being in a hub with your tribe on a spaceship where everybody's going about their business and what they're doing, and they're talking and making connections, and it's just like it's the place you've got to be and experience. So for me, I'm really blessed that we could be here this time.
Beautiful, fantastic. And how about for you, Victoria?
This is my first time.
You're a virgin.
Yeah, I'm a virgin. It's overwhelming.
It is.
It's really overwhelming for a sensitive soul, but it's been really a fun day.
Yeah.
It's been really fun. I'm glad I did it.
Okay. Now here's a question. What have you seen or heard that made the biggest impression on you so far?
So actually, one of the biggest impressions that I had, I went to actually see Tangela speak about spiritual business. And my background is in business. So I'm thinking, great, I'm going to be able to get some feedback and some thoughts. And when she started talking about how big the spiritual communities and how the spiritual businesses are growing, and it's not business in the normal sense, but this is people's passion. It's what they do. All of the healers listening and checking in tonight. It's like, I saw how valuable this community is.
Mm-hmm.
And that was me with that intention of, this is why we're here. This is what we're doing. And seeing that it was so needed, but the whole globe is looking for that now. So that was perfect.
You know, I obviously there's a lot going on in the world that's really disturbing and scary. But we live on a planet where for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I believe we are the reaction to the unconsciousness that's happening in the world. So how about for you, Victoria? What stands out for you?
I'm just taking it all in. It was so fun to teach, and I gave a talk, and that was just such a joy. Just
So give us a highlight of your talk.
give us a highlight of our talk. It was all about connecting with your spirit guides, which is my favorite thing. And I practiced a little bit of that talk last week when I was on your show. That was a little homeopathic dose. You were my warm up. So thank you for that. No, it was so much fun, and it's so much fun to be in these kinds of communities where everyone's so hungry for this, right? It's just really special and beautiful, and to see how these communities are growing. And the same thing with Soul Search, but this is like Soul Search on steroids.
Yeah, that's true. It is.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
been a really amazing day.
Oh, good. So I'm going to try and take a look at the chat box, but it's a little bit tough. So what I'm going to ask is Diara, because it's hard for me to monitor the chat, monitor what's going on in the room, ask questions. So if there's a question for any of our guests throughout the evening, just unmute yourself and say, hey, we've got a question for Victoria about such and such, or for Amanda about such and such. There we go. I want to get it perfectly
I think you've
set.
done that.
And doing our best. So what's your take? And same question for both of you. Obviously, our world's going through some big stuff,
Mhm.
some hard stuff. What are your personal tools to stay centered and connected to 5D or to higher consciousness when we're bombarded by the other stuff?
So my talk is actually tonight. I'm doing my workshop, and it's around the Oracle dreamweavers of the times and perceptions that we're seeing, because I know many of the people watching this, our community, we're intuitives, we're psychics, and sometimes we can get lost in that timeline, that just bring ourselves present, observing that there's prophecies and messages coming through. But if we can stay in that balanced state, we're observing, we're working through it, but we can also take positive action. Scott, you're
And
exactly
Amanda and Scott, we need you guys to speak up.
Okay.
The volume's low. So rather than lose any more of this precious wisdom, letting you know.
All right, what I'm going to do is go to audio settings and put the microphone at the highest level. How's that? Is that better?
how's that?
Much better.
Okay,
okay?
great. Thank you, DR. And yeah, let us know anything else like that that's needed. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm in Sedona, and some of the things that the indigenous teach us, that there's 13 steps from, say, a poison to an antidote. And it doesn't mean that the poison's bitter or it's bad, it's just a learning, and we're going through these cycles like we've done historically.
Yeah.
And if I check in the Akashic records, we've been in these timelines before, and we're coming through them again, and each time we're raising that ascension bar. So for me, that's how I look at it, that we're going through it, it's happening for us, with us, not necessarily against us.
Now, when you look at the Akashic records, can you see the future? Can you see what the Akashic records say for the future?
Yes. When I'm teaching my oracles, we look at prophecy as in 10 options. It could be 3 most obvious, 1 most distinct. Now, if you remote view into that, you can be in this timeline, that timeline, and you can look for the triggers. So then you think, oh, that may be something I can work with and create. I met an amazing lady yesterday. She's working with new children and developing new ways of teaching and helping them. But that's because she can see where they're going to be in 50 years from now.
Wow.
She's taking action now.
What a cool concept.
I'm loving that, because it's letting people reach their own thoughts out there right here, right now, and then take action here, which I think if we all could see this kind of conference, what we're doing and the difference that we're making, and now seeing it 50 years from now, we're going to see a massive impact, just by being here this weekend.
Thank
And
you,
by being
Amanda.
here tonight.
Beautiful. We're online live right now. And Ashita will bring you up in a moment. It's going to be quite an interesting little circus. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
Victoria.
so question.
Yeah.
I think the first thing for me, I do a lot of self-care. I do a lot of unplugging from the 3D, because I want to hear my call to serve from there and listen to my own intuitive guidance. So I personally don't spend a lot of time, knowing what's going on, watching the news on social media. I really try to stay in my own bubble and my own vibe as much as I can. And then when something crosses my path that I need to know about, for me, it's always tuning into my guides and asking, okay, is this something that I need to take action on? And a lot of times it's not. A long time ago, my guides told me something, and it's something that I always teach the empaths of the world, right? Those of us that kind of want to fix everything for everybody else, you know? And the first thing they said to me is that, you know, look, you have to trust the integrity of everyone's experience, meaning even if you wouldn't choose that experience, even if you wouldn't choose to create that experience for someone else, you have to choose that everyone invites into their space exactly what they need on their soul's path. And that doesn't, of course, mean that I don't want to be of support to people that are going through hard times or that I think it's their fault. No. But I also just recognize the integrity of everyone's experience. And I know we all have everything within us to heal, to grow, to thrive, to learn. And I want to help people find that within them and not just empower them by feeling like I have to go there and fix it for them. And then my guides just, you know, gave me 3 steps, and I've been teaching this for years, and it really helps me. So maybe it'll help other people too, around when you feel like triggered or upset about something that someone else is going through or something in the world. And you ask yourself 3 questions. And the first question is, am I being called to serve? And you ask these intuitively, right? Not with your head. And you feel in, and am I being called to serve? Because sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's just not the thing that you came here to do. And it's an infinite universe. So if you are not being called to serve, someone else is. And that's their thing to do. And that's their calling. So that's question 1. And then question 2, if you get a yes, like, I really do feel like I'm called to serve, you ask how. And you ask that of your intuition, because sometimes we feel like I got to fix this, I got to fight this, and sometimes the answer is very different. So I always get that answer, you know, whatever it is. And sometimes it's just, you know, send love or send money or, you know, or take care of yourself, because the part that you are seeing hurting in someone else is a part within you that needs love. And if you can soothe and take care of yourself, that's going to go a long way too, because we're all connected. And then the third question, and this I think in some ways is the most important, is, am I willing to do it? Because we often think like if there's something that we feel needs to be done, that we have to do it, and you don't. And so it's always important to tune in and say, like, do I want to do this? And if the answer is no, it's a no. And believe me, if you're getting called karmically to do it, you'll get called again. So I don't know, that's always really helped me to go through that step when I feel triggered by stuff. And then it also helps me know, like, what's my call right now in this time? What am I here to do? How is my highest service? And, you know, it's going to be different for me maybe than it is for you or you or you. And, you know, the best tool I have for navigating everything in my life is my intuition. So
I love what both of you are sharing.
We got puzzle pieces.
Yeah, totally. You know, what you shared reminds me, Paramahansa Yogananda is a very important teacher in my life. And his master teacher, Sri Yukteswar, used to discipline him for getting too involved with too many people. And Yukteswar would say, you should actually only get physically involved when you see someone having a challenge about 5% of the time. The majority of the time, just pray maximum grace, and then follow your thing. If you really get the no, it actually, the call is from me to physically help this person right now. And it's so important because most people watching, most of our audience are caregivers. Most of the people watching are nurses, massage therapists, healers of various forms. And so because we came into this life to serve, we can overly caretake. We can overly get involved. So I really love what you're saying. Between you and Yogananda.
there we go.
All right. So how do people find, like, what service? While you're talking, I'm going to pull it up on the website.
Okay.
I know yours, Victoria Shaw, so that'll be easy to find. So, and Amanda, what's your website
It's
again?
Amanda Romania.
Well, that's right. You both have
Victoria,
easy ones.
super
Yeah.
simple.
You are
Victoria Shaw Intuitive though, because just Victoria Shaw, you get the country singer.
okay. So
Also here is very good.
Victoria Shaw. And while I'm doing that, tell our audience about what you have to offer. We're going to Victoria first.
Okay. I do intuitive readings and coaching and counseling for folks all over the planet. And I do this online, and I do this also in my office in Del Mar, California. And I teach a lot about how to connect with your spirit guides, how to activate your intuition, how to create a life that brings you joy and ease and grace and abundance. And I'm the host of the Intuitive Connection podcast with this gentleman is on the show, and his episode goes live next Tuesday, February 11th. And it's amazing. I just listened again and it's so good. And he's so wise. So you don't want to miss that. And then I'm also, is any of this even?
How come I'm not finding it? Victoria Shaw, Intuitive.
I think you spelled intuitive wrong, but my eyes are not.
INTUI. Oh, you're right. I have a U in there.
Which is shocking that I can see that far with my eyes.
Your eyes are
That's your
good.
oh.
Okay, let's try this again.
Intuition, I think.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think that was my eyeballs. So that's all about me. And eventually maybe we'll see my website too. There doesn't want to play tonight.
We are gonna get it. We really are.
It's
There we go.
suggesting this.
There we go. All right, now we got to show the audience though. Here we go. There she is. And it is time for us to step into our power. How's it going with that? Like, are people stepping into their power, or are you finding it's still hard to really get people to get past the blocks, the shame, whatever?
I think the people that are finding their way to me are stepping into their power.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel so many of my clients, and one of the things, even though things now are crazy, they're accelerated. Don't you feel that?
Yeah.
And so the growth that people have, I was just telling the Soul Search peeps from season 1 to season 2 of my show. Season 1 was intuitive readings, 8 people. Season 2 was they came back for a retreat. And it's going to be about 6 months in between the seasons, but they were actually recorded about 6 weeks apart. And maybe 8 weeks, but no more than 8 weeks, right? In that period of time, one of the people wrote a book.
Whoa.
She wrote a book. She came back. She's like, I got to tell you something that happened since the last time I was here. But that's the kind of stuff that's happening. Not that you have to write a book, but just, when we get on that, on that track, which so many of us are, things are just miraculous and they're fast and they're beautiful. And I just think healing and growth and alignment is just, it's so powerful, and there's so many opportunities right now. We're definitely at a fast rate. No?
Yeah, I agree. People are really being, I think, proactive, because there is a lot of choice and a lot of tools out there, and a lot of it's digital, so it's instant. And where I come in is I'm teaching the teachers to teach this.
Yeah.
So that's where I love, that's my passion, to work with them where they're affecting the lives of their communities. So intuitives, Akashic records, oracle work, where they're able to bring forward concepts and thoughts and healing that not just give their gifts that unique base, but they're actually giving them the confidence to go and do that. So I'm getting to kind of hold that little space and edge them forward. I like to call it my temple training, because that's where we were in the 2000 years ago, 3000, we were all in those temples. And our teachers and mentors were like, come on, you can do it. And therefore, there's not that competition, there's that complementation. So this is where my work is one-to-one, all my trainings are one-to-one. I take people on sacred retreats, and next year will be my 23rd year of taking people to Egypt.
Oh, 23rd year.
Yeah, I have an office, I think, now in the Great Pyramid. And maybe they have to give me the physical keys now. But that's what I love.
Oh, I was just going to bring you up right now if you're ready. Do you mind?
No, not at all.
Yes. Well, let's take a look at, thank you, Victoria. And make sure you take the quiz. I'm going to go back to Victoria for one moment, and then we're going to go to Amanda, Romania. But definitely, when you go to Victoria, have a seat. When you go to Victoria Shaw, intuitive.com, make sure you take her quiz on what your superpower is, your spiritual superpower. And as we wrap up with Victoria, Ashita is next, and we're very excited to talk to her. But Amanda, Romania, what do you want for people to know about your offerings as we look at your website?
So my offerings is basically when you're ready to step into your spiritual empowerment, your knowledge, your mystery school teachings. This is where I love to help people. I love to take people through more of an experience than simply talking about it one-to-one. So my work takes them into those Akashic records. They can retrieve their records, look at their karma, look at where they're going, the past, present, the future. One of the best areas at the moment is that life between life area. What are you doing upstairs in your dream state?
Oh,
Because whatever you're doing up there, you're bringing down here. And there's like I believe there's like an avatar of us in these dimensions, and we're starting to slowly join them until we're here and we're present in that space.
I love that.
And that's where I think that we're able to show that in this visual space, talk about it collective. And I know you guys give a presence and a voice that 200 years ago, they would have, sent us off and told us we were practicing a craft that we're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But look at us now. And I just wonder where we're going to be in the future. And I'm excited for that.
Absolutely.
That gives us hope. I want people to have hope. So I love doing things like this.
Oh, Amanda, thank you so much for
Thanks.
being with us. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And one more time, you can find out all about Amanda by going to her website, which is amandaromania.com.
Thank you.
amandaromania.com. And now we are going to shift our attention. Whoops, which direction? There we
There
go.
you
To Ashita. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for waiting.
No worries. I'm about to go speak. I'm
Oh my
excited
gosh,
about
that's right.
multi-dimensional
So what
manifesting.
are you speaking about? Go ahead and tell
Yes,
them.
multi-dimensional manifesting. So I was on a panel yesterday about how to become psychic. And then today I had a workshop on awakening your psychic power. And then right now I'm going to be off in a few minutes to go to multi-dimensional manifesting. So showing you how to manifest in different dimensions and being able to bring that manifestation in quickly like that.
Oh,
So
now you come to the expo frequently. You were here
Yes.
last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What has stood out for you? Like, what have you heard or seen that made an impression on you today? Go ahead and tell the audience.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, like this expo has felt so much lighter in vibration. There's a lot more kind of community aspects of things, people wanting to come together, people wanting to share their skills and their gifts. And I think that that's really exciting because a lot of the times the expos felt like there's a lot of beautiful things going on, but not as much time to share them together and become community. So it's really exciting to be able to connect with more people and see new things. And I think just a lot of opportunities for people to want to grow. I think I've been seeing a lot of people who are new here. It feels like there's a lot more people who are new who really are ready to get into this either intuitive development, psychic development, or just understand what's going on with them. They're beginners in this world, basically. So
One of the questions that I'm asking everybody is obviously there's a lot of hard things going on in the world, whether it's fires or people who are concerned about certain changes in our government and our structure and all of that.
Yeah.
What are your tools for staying centered, staying in a higher state, higher vibration, especially when deluged with hard things?
that's a really good question because I think we all need to be doing that right now.
It's like it is the question, right?
Yes. So meditation is the thing that I usually use. It's a way that I cleanse my energy, clear my karma, be able to stay present. And then also, I find ways to, truly, I remind myself that the energy that we're feeling right now, the density of the energy, because it is so dense, we're feeling this sadness, this confusion, this directionlessness. I remember that this is the vibration that we're trying to break through right now so that we can get to the other side of things, because after March, when March kind of hits, or rather the end of March hits, the equinox of March, we are the spring equinox, we're going to be able to start to really feel the real energy of 2025. And we haven't seen truly anything yet, but we have this choice right now. And the choice is always to stay in our higher vibration. So when I remember that, because that is, again, the way that we can penetrate through this density layer, we can get into a higher frequency. It motivates me to stay on top of my energy work, and keep my energy clean for the collective, because I know we're all going to rise together.
Beautiful, beautiful. And anything that you recommend? You talk about meditation, of course. Any other tools that you use just in daily practice to keep your vibration high?
Yeah, well, I think if you're just starting out on this and you do feel the energy being so dense, it's something that everyone can use, but I really find moments of gratitude for the little things that we can experience really shift our perspective and lead us to become a little lighter in vibration. So moments of gratitude, if you're journaling it, saying it out loud, affirmations that have gratitude, that can be really helpful.
Beautiful. Let's take a look at your website and what your offerings are. Remind me of your website.
Clairvoyant Healer and then Ishita. It's a big, yeah.
Clairvoyant Healer.
That's right. ISHI. TA.com.
Hopefully that'll work. There we are. Okay, let's show the audience. So tell us a little bit about your offerings and how people can connect with you, and anything you'd like people to know.
Yeah, so I am doing readings, 1-hour readings, and then I'm also offering coaching to help you get into your intuitive development, because truly we need that right now. And I'm also offering, if you know an actor, I had an acting background, and I know how much energy has been moved through as an actor, and I think we need tools to be able to heal or separate ourselves from maybe spaces or characters that are kind of tough. So I have an actors class that's specifically for actors to be able to release energy. I also have a 6-week manifestation course that I have through the Infinity Foundation. And the Infinity Foundation was a place that I went to as a kid at 9 years old. So it's kind of really lovely to go back and experience that. And then one more thing.
Well, hold on, where do we find the 6-week course?
So go to click here for more.
Okay. And by the way, the website for those of you at home, it's clairvoyanthealerashita.com. Okay. And so
events.
Okay.
Right.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
And then, so I'm at Conscious
There we
Life
are. There we
Expo.
are. Right. Okay.
Yeah, it tells you all the things I've been doing. And then this is a really wonderful course, the Intuitive Parent Toolkit. So if you find you have an intuitive child or you have an intuitive grandchild and you don't know how to support them, this is the way to do it. I also have a teaching background. So I had an elementary education master's actually that I got. So I used to group students by astrology sign, and I used to be able to look at their aura and be able to help them. And so it was really interesting using the classroom. So I'm teaching you some of the tools to be able to help them go through whatever they need to.
I want you to introduce you to Diara. Diara has cosmic kids. So there's Diara. And go ahead and unmute Diara, because it looks like you guys are both helping kids to do their thing. So Diara, tell her a little bit about Cosmic Kids.
Hi, thank you so much. And that is so amazing. The grouping by astrology signs, that's so powerful. We're yeah.
Really fun. And it sounds like there's so much help that we can all give to kids. It sounds like you're doing that right now.
Yes, and I was just typing in the chat in response to Carol was saying how she's really showing up in her power, and I think we all are. And you speaking your truth like that in the classroom, with support. And the Cosmic Kids Corner is a group I've put together for kids to come into a Zoom room like we get to and talk about their guardian angels, their clairvoyance, their clairsentience. We're practicing all that together. So it's really a time to have the kids be true to who they are as well. So yeah, let's chat about it, and everyone.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for doing this work. The kids need it so much more now than ever. So
thank you, Diara.
thank you.
All right. All right, well, we'll go back to, but I'm glad we happened to notice that,
Gosh,
right?
yes.
Okay, so this is what you were originally telling us about, multidimensional manifestation.
Yes. So it's a 6-week course. So there's this place in Illinois. So I grew up in the Midwest, and I went to the galas, and I went to the workshops as a kid at the Infinity Foundation. And what a great thing for me to be able to come full circle and be able to teach there online. So I'm excited.
Cool.
It's so cool.
All right, and then here's what you were saying about actors, what you're
Actors
doing.
class,
Mhm.
yes. So if you know an actor, we're going to go through intuitive energetic tools to help you actually release from maybe the emotions that your character holds, or literally the character in general, because sometimes we're channeling energetic beings, and actors sometimes don't have a proper way to release because that's not necessarily in their training. I went to London and I got my training there, and I know for sure, even being able to see energy, there's no grounding tool, there's no energy release tool. So I was feeling very gifted to be able to use both. So I want to be able to give that to people too.
Great, beautiful. All right, is there anything else here? You've got
That's
something?
it.
That's it. All right, there we go. Well, Ashita, good luck with your presentation tonight. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited.
And I'm so glad you came by, and God bless you. It's always a pleasure. By the way, our mentorship group is really charging along, so definitely check it out.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Guess what? We're going from one soul search star to another one. Welcome, Melissa. Perfect timing. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
How are
Oh,
you?
good.
Touch with me when you were in Sedona.
You know what? It's true. Yeah,
I'm just teasing. I know.
Sorry about that. I was mostly at Larissa's place.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah. I heard all about you.
Yeah. Word gets out.
Yeah.
Now, all of you remember Melissa. She's even co-hosted the show once. And she really has an understanding of the Akashic records that's very, very unique. What I've been asking people is, what are your tools? Obviously there's a lot of chaos in the world, a lot of density.
Yes.
And most of us, certainly you are kind of straddling 3D and 5D.
Right.
What are some of your personal tools for staying centered, raising your vibe, especially when it's hard?
Yeah. First and foremost, my word of the year this year is heart.
I'll go ahead and tell them. Maybe.
Yeah. Sorry. My word of the year is heart. So I heard that word, that's where I need to focus for this year and hold my heart as open as possible to love and to embrace others and acknowledge when somebody's going through something that I am holding space for them. So I think that's what we have to do for each other, because what I'm hearing now is, sometimes when things are going really tough, it's really a good idea for you to be of service to others and to put yourself out there more and help someone else without any expectations of something in return. So I think that's just what I heard, like, how can you be of service? Because that does shift your energy very fast. The other thing is old fashioned, but I still believe in it 100%. Clear your energy every day. People, especially empaths, we get so bombarded with all this energy, and it's intense. It can be.
So how do you do it? How do you?
Oh, you know what? I'm simple and fast. That's my motto. I just imagine the clearest, what I see in my mind's eye is like, or clairvoyantly, is like this clear iridescent light. Doesn't look white. It looks like iridescent. And I just imagine that, and I just hold that intention that it's from Creator, and just imagine it going through my crown and just rotor-rooting every chakra. And then it washes over the energy field. And then I also am a big proponent of clearing thought forms. That is where people get stuck, right, in their head and all the thought forms. So I just tell people, just imagine all those thought forms lifting away. Anybody else is yours. And there's just a clarity, and then bringing their awareness to the heart. And they're just more of them and more in center with themselves, because that's what people always miss. because we pick up on all these frequencies and all these people and all these situations that are happening. And a lot of us, because we're intuitive and we're sensitive, we claim it for ourselves without even realizing. It's not like, oh, I think I'll claim this. It doesn't do that. It just happens. So when you are mucked around with other people's energy in your energy field, you lose yourself. So I think that that's like, those are my tools that I use every day. And my last tool is intention.
Tell us more about that. Go ahead and tell them.
Every day. Well, I have to look at your face.
Oh,
You're so
no. Oh,
happy.
oh, yeah, I'm gonna check chat while you tell the audience. Okay.
What I mean by intention is every morning when I wake up, and even before I go through, sometimes I might have to hit a dream a little bit, but even before I do that, as soon as I'm aware, I go into my heart and I hold my heart open and I say, I have a little saying that I say to myself, show me how to love boldly, show me how to live limitlessly, and show me how to serve wisely. And then I hold my heart open and then I just say, I just am open to receiving and I just let that happen. And I do that specifically because I'm telling the universe, like, I'm here to do these things and show me how to hold space and the frequency for that.
Thank you. You know, this is so, and thank you, Pam. I'm going to read one of the comments from the chat box because it's really appropriate for what you're sharing. And Deborah Giusti, who's just arrived here, Pam writes, I have to be honest here and say that I've been struggling recently. I'm using my tools, meditation, staying connected to like-minded individuals, taking news breaks, trying to stay grounded, but I do feel sensitive to the current events and do not feel supported in some of my closest relationships that have been a little bit rough. I'm learning a lot about self-care and patience. I love what Victoria said about boundaries. I needed to hear that. So anything either of you want to add, we'll go right into that. No, because then people don't know whether to come in or not. I'll lock it at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Logistics.
It's going to be like that, everybody. Deborah Giusti is here. So swinging right into any thoughts about what we just read, Pam's concerns and challenges.
I think everyone's going through that.
Go ahead and tell the audience.
The world is like that for everyone. I mean, and we all have that heart connection that we're all going through really difficult times. And what's beautiful at the expo here is everyone is of like mind and they're willing to go really deep and be really authentic and really connect with spirit as a source to really move forward. So a lot of the teachers here, a lot of the inspirational here are asking people to go deep and heal and clear and release, and everyone's in this soup of transformation. So it's really beautiful. And everyone in the outside world is going through it too, especially people that listen to this show that know that we're here for transformation right now.
So question I'm asking all the people is, they come and sit next to me, because, you know, our audience are the ones that can't be at the expo, but want to get tidbits.
Right.
What is something you've seen or heard, maybe a presenter, that's really touched you that you'd like to pass on?
Well, I love kind of expanding my reality to the next level. So one of my aha workshops was on time travel. And we've heard about this a lot and it's coming up, but this guy, his name Ross, I should get his name here.
I went to that room. I saw you introduce him.
I just love that he's making this ability real. It's like next step. And we're all hearing from all the teachers that this is a really highly activated time. And all the superpowers that we've been working on to open up to, the telepathy, the synchronicity, the manifestation, all that can come in this time period. We're really accelerating. So to hear him teach about time travel realistically as something we can do and something that's been done, and really is a shift in consciousness, which is what we're talking about, was really an aha and an exciting thing for me to see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at the Akashic records, what do you see about time travel and how close we are to that?
Yeah, I think that I see time as still linear. And I think that when you're looking at the records, you see it more as a spiral. So it's not like there's a past, present, future. There's a spiral of energy. So I do see time itself as different. But I've jumped many timelines. You've jumped timelines. I can see it in your energy field that you've jumped quite a few, even in the last 2 years. You've jumped
Woohoo.
like 3. I think in Egypt you jumped 1.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, as soon as you started talking, I just could see that in your energy field. And that's the thing. We're always jumping timelines because our timelines aren't set in stone. There's always opportunities, and every choice you make creates a new timeline for you and your consciousness and your soul group. Because we're all doing this together. Everything that happens to you and all of us is happening for the collective. So every time you raise your vibration, you're helping the collective raise the vibration.
Which is what's happening at this conference right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
That's the purpose of it.
Hmm.
One of the purposes.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
We had Whitley Strieber on the show on Wednesday night, and there was something he said that really made a big impression on me, which I've been sharing with others. And I want to remind it for our people watching, and that is that the visitors, the galactics that he's very much in contact with, say that the next step in human evolution includes telepathy, really becoming much more telepathic. And that's how the galactics, they don't want to deal with the government, they want to deal with us, and they want to deal with those of us that are telepathic. And the tools for becoming telepathic are compassion, kindness, and radical honesty.
Yeah.
And so, of course, those are all virtues. We go, oh my God, those are important virtues. But I love putting them in the package of, okay, as we practice those things, that's our ticket, if you will, our admission into being more telepathic, connecting with each other that way, connecting with deceased loved ones, or angels, or guides, or ET, depending on who you like to connect with in that way.
Right.
And that feels to me of living in your heart.
Yes.
Because if you're coming from your heart, you're more honest and integrous, and you're kind and compassionate. So that's what we're talking about as this next stage, is really living in your heart.
And it's funny, just before you came in, that's what she was talking about as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we all get the memo.
Right. We all get the memo. But yeah. So we're at a really important time. Many years ago, I was told by the people I channel, by the Ascension Councils, that I'm telepathic, and that's really what we're supposed to be. We are supposed to be telepathic, and it's easy to be telepathic. I think that gentleman had the correct pathway. But also what you have to understand is you have to be available. So you have to be available to the claircognizant, the clairaudient, the clairsentience, all the clairs, because when you are living from all the clairs, then you are telepathic, which is why the way I channel, it's easy for me to channel, because they not only channel through the telepathy, but they channel when they channel through me as a trance channel, it's done through telepathy.
Wow.
So that's why they can communicate the way that they communicate, because there's not a lot lost in translation. Because if you're just using claircognizance or visuals, there's some things that might be lost in translation. I don't
Makes a lot of sense.
Well, we'll see.
We have more friends coming in. Welcome. Hello.
Scott, we're being reminded that on the 22nd, there will be the showing of the telepathy tapes with Reverend Jeffrey.
Okay.
We've got
Yes, on March 22nd on the Awakening World.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got comments coming in, Deborah, how beautiful you look. And people are absolutely resonating with what's being shared in terms of supporting themselves as empaths at this point in time.
Oh, thank you, Tiara. Any other comments that you can share with us?
Let's see. Yes. Adora says, I can feel the high vibrations. It's like a transmission for those of us tuned into all of you at the expo. Roger shares, as an empath, I too am feeling all of it and overwhelmed. And the tears are always difficult to hold back. And that's actually from Bonnie. Ayada says she thinks of these tears as symptoms of an open, loving heart. And Eleanor Joy says, I think it's important that we focus on what is beautiful in our day, in ourself, in nature. Where our attention goes, energy flows. Jerry Anderson says, yes, that's my commitment, to be available, and I teach the monks. And Eleanor is doing a shout out to Omashar, and I just texted Omashar. He sends his love. He asks us all to hold him as fully healed. He's doing a music event and sends his love. And Deborah, again, you look so radiant, so good to see you again. That's from Susan S. More fans. Ayada says, hi, Deborah, it's great to see you again. So it keeps coming in. All the love that you're sending out is coming right back to you.
Thank you so much, Tiara, for sharing all of that. Thank you. And yes, I actually have, at some point, I'll play an Omashar song that he pre-recorded specifically for tonight. And I was in touch with him today, and he's actually at a conference playing live music tonight. So that's where he is. And in a moment, Tangela and Galaxy Starborn are going to join us. So, but before they join us, last thoughts that either of you want to share, impressions, things that have made it, things that you want to share with our audience that's happening.
Yeah, I just have a lot of hope for where we're going. And I know that's not easy to come by these days, but when I see the vibration, the passion, and the enthusiasm of all the people here, all the awake people, it's really another demonstration that people are awakening all over, and it's snowballing. And that's what's really going to help heal the world, because then we'll all come together in that higher state of love and compassion and kindness that you've been talking about. And really into our mission to move this forward and transform this world and build the new earth together. That's the panel I'm going to do tomorrow with a lot of high-level people. So that's my passion, and that's what I'm here, and that's what I'm sharing here.
Oh, beautiful. That's Soul Twinkle Deborah, who does amazing things. She's, every time I go into, she's introducing like everybody here. She's like the great introductress. And you're going to have a wonderful panel tomorrow. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about it. JJ and Desiree just arrived. They're going to be joining us shortly. Melissa, any final thoughts you'd like to share?
Everybody's doing the best they can, and be okay with when you're having a moment, and honor yourself through that moment, and then ask yourself, how can I hold space for myself, and how can I maybe even connect to someone else, and definitely clear your energy, because I think that is something that really needs to be happening right now, because the consciousness is really dripping in ways that we are picking up, and we want to not be picking that up as much.
Thank you so much for the wisdom. Thank you, Melissa.
All right, see you.
All right, take care. Deborah, I love you so much. Thank you very, very much.
So good to be with you all.
Yeah. All right, Galaxy and Tangela, two more soul searchers, including the creatrix of soul search. And then JJ and Desiree will be next.
Hello.
Hey, everybody, let's make sure that you can all be seen. Cuddle close. Very well. So I've been asking kind of certain questions. And the first one is, what has really made an impression on you here at the expo? Is there anybody you would speak, or anything that you saw that you can share with the people that can't make it to the expo, kind of rely on us to report to them?
Sure.
So what has stood out for each of you so far?
I want to really acknowledge the enthusiasm and excitement here, as well as the abundance of folks showing up saying, yes, light matters, holistic ways of doing things matters. And that's just very heartwarming for me to see.
Definitely. I mean, it's been an amazing crowd. The energy is just off the charts, high vibration, and it's really beautiful, especially after what's been happening with the LA fires, to see people coming together, choosing consciousness, choosing hope, coming together, knowing that when we come together like this in spiritual community, we are creating that new earth. We are creating that now earth. We're choosing unconditional love. We're choosing support. We're choosing well-being. And then hearing that across the board from all the different speakers, it's been really amazing. And I gave a talk yesterday at 2, Amplify Your Spiritual Business. And what I loved is that it was a packed room full of spiritual entrepreneurs, from newbies that are just starting out or haven't started their business yet. So, obviously we had our TV influencer, Amanda Romania there. She's been, she's a master teacher.
She was, when I asked her what stood out for her, she said it was your talk. She said, honestly, Tangila's talk made the biggest impression on me.
That's amazing. And I think it's important because what I started that talk with was showing a lot of data on how massive the spiritual and wellness industry is today, multi-billion, and how it's growing, projected by 26% within the next 6 years. So you can imagine what an incredible opportunity it is for us, as we're all waking up to our spiritual gifts, to come together, to heal, to transform, to empower, and help people to shift their lives. And it's a business opportunity for those of us who are in the business, but it is an opportunity. This is the ascension. This is the awakening. This is the expansion of consciousness. So it's important for all light workers to look at it and say, wow, even from a market data perspective, this is growing. And that should be really exciting for all of us.
Absolutely.
Because this is what we want to see. This is the acceleration of consciousness, where we're no longer this little niche, but hey, we're becoming mainstream. Yoga, meditation, Reiki, all of these modalities that were, just a small segment. Scott, you've seen it happen. It's everywhere now. And then now Galaxy to Starseed support. People did not know about galactics or starseeds just a few years ago. And what amazes me is that you're at all of our expos, and every day people are coming to Galaxy saying, where am I from? Who am I? Why am I here? Why do I feel like this? And it's incredible.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see people waking up to their galactic connections, because that allows more and more of the power that's available to us to come through us.
Exactly.
So yeah, the more we're awake to whatever we're open to channeling, divine light, divine love, our star systems, the more we can bring it into this world and create that new earth. So.
How do you help people to learn about their origins? What's your style? Go ahead and tell the audience.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm tuning into the Akashic Records, which is the record of all, information for all souls for all time, and people can consult the Akashic Records for all sorts of information, past lives on this planet, present situations, future possibilities, but you can also go way back to lifetimes you've had even before coming to planet Earth. And I find that when we go way back, the beauty and importance of it is that oftentimes we can connect to core gifts that we developed that we're here to share. Sometimes we can also identify core wounds that we're here to clear. And when you really clear something at the point of origin, then it's done for all time. And that's amazing to see that transformation that can happen.
Very powerful, very powerful. I love that, Galaxy, because, we do have that ability now to instantly clear our karma if we choose. We are now at that point where we can heal, where we can regenerate ourselves, where we can clear our karma, where we can make that shift. And everyone here is now stepping into that higher level of consciousness. So we don't have to be stuck in that karmic loop anymore. Earlier today, Charlie and I did a workshop, reconnecting with Lemuria. And that was a lot of fun. It was a packed room, and I was excited to see so many people there, excited about, reconnecting to the Lemurian consciousness, where we were so immersed in our innate spiritual abilities, our healing abilities, our use of frequency, sound, music, color, light transmission. That was just a part of who we were, and it is a part of who we are. So
and Lemuria was before Atlantis.
Yes, exactly.
And what happened to Lemuria? It sank?
It did sink, and there's a lot of stories and reasons around that. I'm sure the Her Talks can also speak about that as well. But it didn't happen overnight, and I think that's a misconception a lot of people have. It was a very advanced, higher consciousness civilization that many of us were part of, and that's why we remember. And those of us who are light workers and healers, as we are remembering, as we tap into those abilities, and gifts that we had then, we're bringing them into the now and creating that ancient future, that bridge. And so with Lemuria, it happened over, thousands of years, but the density of the earth also began to shift. And so there was the density of the earth shifting. There was the rise of technological advances in Atlantis. There became a shift in the vibration and frequency of the planet that made it very difficult for Lemuria to continue at that high consciousness level in which it was existing. And as a result, over time, there was that sinking and fall, which a lot of us also hold as a trauma in our consciousness. But what is beautiful for us, in Galaxy, you're talking about this, that we do not have to hold this any longer. We here are victorious now in our ascension, in our pathway forward. Yes, there was a fall of Lemuria, a fall of Atlantis, but we don't have to hold that trauma as something that is going to happen again for us now in the awakening of humanity and this ascension. It is already done. It is already said that we are victorious. And all we have to do is hold on to that knowing and understanding, supported by all of our angels and guides, connected to our ancient powers, that we can bring forth this new age.
Boom.
Yes.
I mean, is she on fire or what, huh? Wow, beautiful. Thank
Oh, you're
you.
welcome.
That's amazing.
And
That
Sheila, by the way, I want to let everybody know that tomorrow we spontaneously have added a Sacred Sunday show. We're going to be actually in the podcast room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At 9 o'clock in the morning will be an hour and a half,
Mhm.
starting with a Tangela meditation. And this girl can give it. So we've got a few people. So I'm going to
Yes.
plan on seeing you tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
If you can come on in at 9 a.m.
Yes, I'll
Okay.
be here. So looking forward to seeing all of you. I actually have the Ascension panel coming up at 7:30 right now.
That's going to be awesome.
So that's
Who do you got on your panel?
the panel at 7:30. We have Maureen St. Germain, Wendy Kennedy, Lori Spagna.
Laura's going to be with us tomorrow morning.
Oh, wonderful. Lori Spagna, Yuri Lee, Renee Barbo, Marie Diamond, the feng shui expert,
Okay.
and Janita Mason. So we have an incredible panel of many gifted healers across many modalities. So that's coming up at 7:30.
With a great moderator. I love you,
So-
Tangela. Thank
and
you.
Gia,
You
there
make
is
us entirely.
I
I'm
will.
trying to come by tomorrow morning too.
I will. I'll have to come by. And lots of love to the Global Peace Tribe. See you all tomorrow morning for our 9 a.m. meditation. Bye, guys.
We're going to bring JJ and Desiree up, but any last thoughts you'd like to share, Galaxy?
Well, just it's really a joy to be here, and I want everybody to feel that you're a part of it. So we're sending our love and including you in this warm embrace of love, and to know that you're a part of making this happen too. So thank you.
Thank you, Galaxy. Thank you so much. Do you mind waiting for JJ and Desiree to come up, and then you'll be next? Is that okay? Thank you. Hey, come on down.
Here with you.
Good to see you. Hello, my friend. Hello, JJ.
Great, Scott. It's so wonderful to be with you.
Here we are again, right? Another expo. Let me pull it back so you can see everybody. You two, you've been in this field for so long. What's your perspective about what's going on the planet now after all the decades that you've been doing the work you've been doing?
I just want to continue with what Tangela was saying and your other associate is that I think that people are really evolving. I mean, we see there's an upward spiral and we're looking at that, people who are tuning into higher realities, bringing that forth, being aware, being helpful. I mean, there was a whole bunch of rescuers here, first responders. Yes. And so, we were part of that. And, even the guy who's from one of the rock and roll groups.
Yeah, he's going to be on the Awakening World next month.
Okay.
The drummer for Def Leppard lost one of his arms in an accident.
A long time ago. Yeah.
And still does drumming for them using his feet and his remaining arm.
But they also represent that here in LA. But there's so much that people can do, move forward, reach into the heavens, be in the right place at the right time. And there are a lot of people that have done that. And I applaud everyone who's tuning into their higher selves. So that's where I'd like to keep it.
You're optimistic.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not being negative. I'm more like Tangela. We've had Lemuria, we've had Atlantis, but this time we're ascending.
Beautiful. All right. And JJ, what would you like to add?
I would just like to thank you for the work that you've been doing to reach out with so many speakers. Tangela just mentioned Lemuria, and of course you would know we did the documentary with the Japanese Temple of Mu which is available
On YouTube,
YouTube now.
actually. Yeah.
It shows work we did 35 years ago, going under the ocean, specifically to an area of a longitudinal line that was in the Keys of Enoch at 73. I was shown a cosmic map of how our planet was visited in ancient times. And the wonder of the Consciousness Expo is that we can transcend the borders of space and time, going into the past as well as going into the future. So this is a dramatic time where we're pulling together all of the bits and pieces of not only the past, but also, as we just said to you, the positive energy we need to open the doors to the future. And we were just listening to Linda Moulton Hall, who speaks about the exoplanets and the realization that possibly this year, government space scientists will speak about 6 planets in the trapezium system, the TRAPPIST area, that is very, very close with Proxima Centauri also is an area where we investigated with our African friends who were contacted with beings from Proxima Centauri. So we are really at the edge of seeing this year, we believe to be greater self-realization on the consciousness level and a greater planetary realization on cosmic civilization.
So I have a question that I would love to ask both of you about cosmic civilization. When the Mayans just kind of disappeared, when Atlantis sank, or when those things happened, were there splitting off of worlds? What's your understanding about quantum physics and multidimensional reality? Are there indeed all these different planet Earths that have split off?
Well, you're talking about like parallel timelines.
Parallel timelines, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back to more of what Tangela was saying, and that is, excuse me, that we're part of an ongoing system. And now's the time to actually graduate beyond this system. So, we were in Lemuria, as she was saying, we were in Atlantis. In fact, we do feel we've spent a lot of time in the Great Pyramid and that whole area. We feel it was maybe partly connected by the higher intelligence, by extraterrestrials, but also by the Atlanteans who knew that that was going to be like an upcoming area, like a new cycle. So we were all part of that. But now the cycle is shifting. I think we're getting to be cosmic beings, not just physical beings. So it's not the parallels, that we made. Some people made it this way, some people didn't make it that way. We ended up here. I don't think that parallel timelines can exist, but not in what you're saying, as far as we're concerned.
Okay.
So Scott, understand we also did work in Yucatan with the pyramids in Yucatan, and also those that we were able to chart off of the Yucatan Peninsula next to Cuba. So obviously there was a great civilization here that was wiped out, possibly by climate change or the misuse of science. All we know is a roadmap is being put together that confirms the Keys of Enoch, specifically in the area of Taiwan, the southern islands of Japan, specifically in areas of Indonesia, the island of Flores, more generally in the areas of the Caribbean with underwater probes by the Canadians, the Cubans, and the American divers. And we've put together several documentaries that will be released in the coming years that show the importance of how the Atlantean culture, called in the Keys of Enoch Altea, split into subgroups or daughter societies that continued for several thousand years later. But they were connected by a navigational language of knowing where to go, where to place, as it were, the kind of monitors or temples of science, particularly the Mayans with their astronomy so accurately connecting Mother Earth with distant star systems. But also they left behind a musical code system that we're working on now, which I believe is the proper extraterrestrial language of sound frequency. And we've been working on this with various musicologists, such as Alan Howarth, who worked with NASA. And we've been working also with musicologists from other countries who are building, as it were, a knowledge of vibratory language, which I think is the key to how the ancient temples and pyramids were able to work as energy transducers.
And I know this isn't all about the conference because we're here talking about sound and remote viewing, But actually, as Dr. Tech mentioned, he was actually in Yanaguni and going underneath the waters connected with what we consider Lemuria. You can actually see the ancient temples, the ancient structures. And what's really interesting about that is that, you know, people say they sank. Well, they didn't really sink. It's water levels rose. So when there was a lot of ice at the north and then that got melted, like we're seeing even in Antarctica now, if the Thwaites area ever goes away, you're going to have the glacier. Then you're going to have more and more sea level rise. And we've actually been in the Azores, which is where also it's supposed to be a place for the Atlanteans, and as well as Bimini. And I've taken pictures of the blocks on the Bimini Road. So we've actually dove there. It's not very deep, so you don't have to have more than just a little headgear and stuff to go down there. So I'm just saying, but we can get back into maybe more what we're talking about here. But
it's all fascinating.
This is exemplified in our book Sound, which last year was #1 on Amazon for acoustical physics. So what we showed is there was a common language of acoustical physics in the pyramids of Yucatan, in Egypt, and also in Asia, which would indicate that music, sacred geometry, and understanding of light in terms of the quantum field was carefully in place by intelligence that had visited our planet elsewhere. Where is that? That's going to be defined by the so-called experts in Washington. But we have to understand that there's a spiritual side. There's also a higher consciousness psychology, a remote viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan Steinfeld, Desiree, and I will be talking about that tomorrow at 10 in the morning. We're going to go where the government has gone privately over 40 years. They've recognized this, but they've downplayed it because everybody has this ability in the pineal gland interconnected with the left and right hemisphere of the brain using certain vibrations to reach out and make contact, telepathic, of course, but also in terms of very sophisticated sound structure. We believe that we're on the cusp of making the breakthrough of interplanetary and interspecies communication, not only with the dolphins, but also with non-human technology that is coming this way. And this is going to be a major shift. I believe it's going to happen within 2 years or less.
Wow.
And even I know people aren't into the new government and stuff, but Marco Rubio, who's now Secretary of State, was one of the first people to try to, we'll say, talk about extraterrestrials. I mean, he's been into that for a while. So let's hope he gets some influence in Washington to have more and more hearings, more and more information released. And there's a lot of people that have written, non-disclosure agreements and have signed that are now still wanting to come out and say, maybe I can still talk about what I saw. Yeah. There's a lot. So we think disclosure is going to happen. We're not saying next week. We're not even saying next month, but we do feel we're on the road. And once that comes out with the government really saying we are not alone, it's a whole new ballgame.
I agree with you. We don't get political on this show. I know a lot of people watching have concerns about some of the choices the new administration are making. But across the board, what I am hearing is that Trump is likely to be the disclosure president.
Probably. And it's not him. The ETs will make him the disclosure president.
Well, and they're doing that. The fact that they're flying over Langley. I mean, this is really significant that genuine extraterrestrial craft, they're not just now occasionally seen in some remote place in the desert. They're flying over the CIA headquarters in Langley. They're flying over where Trump has his New Jersey home. They're like being really blatant. I think that's
and it's not just here. I mean, we've talked about Brazil in the past, and we've done a lot of
all over the world.
Mexico, South Africa, Europe, everywhere. So I think they're getting closer and closer. I think they're concerned about us because I call them anti-nuclear. I say ETs are anti-nuclear. We're all anti-nuclear, but ETs are anti-nuclear too. So I think they're really concerned about that.
So if I can add also one of our new publications.
Yes, please.
Salvator Mundi, The Names of the Cosmic Christ. This is work that we did as linguists many years ago. It's well illustrated by pictures defining the cosmic Christ as representing really the work of the master teachers in the office of the Christ, which is divine love and wisdom, from a variety of cultural perspectives. And this book is to give comfort and realization that these signals, telepathic or otherwise, are preparing us to graduate and to work in the fifth dimension and to assimilate, as it were, the knowledge of cultures, cosmic cultures, to understand that we are basically energized beings in human form. We are going to understand the ability to work with superluminal light, sacred sound structure, and also by decoding the sacred symbols and illustrations of our ancestors throughout the world, to realize this was at one time a language that linked all people and all cultures, and we're moving into that era. So I wish to all of our friends out there watching your program to look up, to be as positive as possible, and to avoid the bureaucrats that want to push us into certain marginal situations. This is knowledge of the future. This is real future science, science guided by consciousness, science guided by the omnipotent mind of the universe working through us, and science and spirituality in marriage, partnership, exemplified historically by the cosmic Christ and the Christed ones who understood we're here to serve.
Beautiful. Now, question to both of you. How much of your information are you now getting through telepathy or remote viewing?
Well, we do feel that you can tap into your overself body. We have actually a book called Overself Awakening. And once you do that and connect to the universal consciousness field, then everyone, it's not just him or I or you, everybody can do that. That's what we're talking about. In fact, tomorrow we're with Alan Steinfeld talking and giving explanations of how everyone can remote view. And that puts us not only to seeing something in another part of the planet, but to understand sometimes even a little bit into the future, to understand from an overview effect, which is something that Edgar Mitchell talked about, to understand life and where we need to be and how we need to help each other. So I think we're all getting that. Everyone has the potential, and I think we're working on that on a regular basis.
Beautiful. And your website is Keys of Enoch, correct?
Yeah, keysofenoch.org. Yes.
So I'm going to go there because I want to really let everybody know about.
And come and join us with the beautiful music of Stephen Halpern. Join us with the music of others that we work with throughout the world, such as
Starting to put things on
Jocelyn Smith in
Apple,
Berlin,
iTunes, and yeah.
Peter Volger.
Yeah.
All right. So this is one of the most elaborate, important websites that I know of. And of course, we've looked at it many times previously in the show. What would you most like for people to know about?
Well, we do annually an Easter celebration, and every year it's one of Dr. Herdek's additional chapters to the Keys of Enoch.
The basic message is grace and gratitude that is being given to us, not simply by positive extraterrestrials, but also by what we call ultra-terrestrials, those who are the spiritual masters, the avatars, the teachers of knowledge behind all great civilizations that look down upon Mother Earth and say, this is your time to graduate, but you must graduate as a family, as a team. So go beyond your restrictions and see the ecumenical joy that God, the divine mind, gives us in so many different ways.
And we'll be up at the New Living Expo in Marin. You'll probably
I'll be there, of course.
And
Yeah.
also we'll be at Contact in the Desert. I'm not sure if
In May, yeah.
okay.
Yep, yep.
So those are the two other things that aren't listed yet, but are about to be listed. So thank you for having us.
Of
This is
course.
so great. And really, I feel the energy of this conference has been amazing, that people are really looking at a positive future.
And to all you out there watching, Scott, remember, you're cosmic citizens in preparation. This is the time of the upper spiral. Remember, whatever happens, be positive. Let the grace, the divine spark within you work, because miracles can happen and are being poured out upon us in very unique ways.
I'm seeing 87 messages in the chat, which I haven't been able to look at. DR, are there any specific messages or questions for the Hertogs that have come in that you want to share? And then we're going to bring in our next guests. But
they are asking, all of it's being so wonderfully received, and in the Zoom room, the energy's just spiraling upward. Wondering more about Lemuria, the timeline of it, and also repeating the documentary.
Yeah, okay, so it's on YouTube. They put it on for free now, even though years ago you used to have to buy it. It's called Temple of Mu, and you'll find it there. And Dr. Herdek's in it, and it's produced by Iris DeMoro. She was the producer of that. And literally it shows the underwater structures, the sunken structures around there, and they've done animations to point that out as well. Dr. Hertak actually went kind of swimming in the water as well. You don't see
With
him in that
underwater
position.
specialists from Australia, from Japan, from North America. We used one of the scientists who worked with James Cameron in Titanic.
Oh, wow.
He built really the steering mechanism so we could bring cameras under the water.
Yeah.
Because we're working with situations of 2 or 3 knots. It was
Yeah,
very
it's
difficult.
quite a strong current. in
But to
the-
answer the historic position, Lemuria or Mu is before the Atlantean period of
Right.
of
And by the way, it's MU as opposed to moo.
right.
It's
Yeah, thank you
moo.
for that. So, some people think Atlantis was just 6,000 years ago. Who knows? It might have been 12,000, because if you really look at cycles. So it could be as long ago as 36,000 years or 24,000 years. Even Linda Moldenhauer, when we were talking, is talking about the fact that there are cycles that this planet goes through every, we'll say 12,000 years in a general sense, maybe every 6,000. And, it's time to really graduate. And we feel that this is the time of graduation.
Beautiful. All right. And a reminder, you can find all sorts of things by going to Keys of Enoch, ENOCH.org. Definitely check out what they're going to be doing Easter weekend, their annual Easter weekend event. We are the Covenant in Phoenix. In Phoenix.
And what you're seeing there is what I call a cosmogram, a cosmic picture of how both sides of the brain are oriented to think multidimensionally. No more black and white pictures. No more pictures that are only on one side of the brain, that's just the masculine, but our pictures are the divine feminine as well as the masculine in partnership. That is to say, sacred geometry, sacred music, sacred science being seen in a unique way for all humanity, not just for the few.
And it says we are the covenant being the promise that we can ascend. The promise that we can be one with the divine, and we believe that that's true. And of course, it's an Easter celebration. So, thank you, Scott.
Thank you so much. So good to see both of you. Love you, JJ,
Okay,
Desiree.
Okay.
I'll definitely see you guys before this show is over,
Okay.
or
Thank you.
before the expo is over.
Thus, all of you out there, keep up the great work.
Thank you. Oh, wow. All right. Hi. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Tell me your name again.
Maria.
Maria. The expo is so filled with amazing people. I recognize her, but I need you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, so honored to be here with all of you. My name is Maria Martinez. This is my second year here at the expo, sharing with everybody, just savoring this beautiful energy that we're in. I came here and I did a couple of talks yesterday and today. My first talk was tuning your frequency to health, wealth, and love. And today's talk was about stepping into the wealth consciousness experiment. So living in the possibility of your inner millionaire.
Wow. And of course, we have our beloved Anastara here, who's my roommate actually this weekend. So that's been fun.
And of course, little Jazzy.
And little Jasmine Bear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm asking everybody, what has stood out for you at the expo this weekend? These are our audience, the people that would like to be there but can't be. So what can you share that you've experienced that you'd like for our audience to know?
Well, what I love about this place is that it feels like Sedona, Arizona, in the sense that you walk down, you walk in the hallway and you see somebody or you are attracted to an energy or a frequency and you just approach it and it's like instantly connected and family. And that each interaction is meant and set up in that divine perfect moment, that divine perfect time. So I've run into Elizabeth April and Michelle Perez and people that I've interviewed in the past on my shows. And it's just been really wonderful making those connections. I had a beautiful connection with Marilyn, who channels Zazar.
And you sang.
Yeah, she actually asked me to join her during her talk and channel a song that came through me in the Great Pyramid of Giza 3 years ago. And so it was really just a beautiful experience to have that opportunity. So I'm just really enjoying being here and connecting and networking. And we're not just little squares
of everything. I love what you said when you and Elizabeth saw each other, because they're both, they're bigger than life on Zoom, but they both happen to be physically in smaller
5'2".
bodies than you would guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, I was standing in line to check in for our room, and as Elizabeth April was standing right in front of me. And I was like, hey, babe, like, I interviewed you a couple times. I've had a private reading with you. It's on a star. She's like, oh, you're shorty. And it's just so beautiful to be in each other's presence. Yeah.
Beautiful. And what's something for you that you'd like to share?
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
It's the connections. They all
Mhm.
seem very meaningful and purposeful. And I had a lot of people actually share that with me. Was my first time, or I wasn't gonna come, but I decided to come after all. And I met, like, they were guided to people, significant people, and then there was a beautiful interaction, even a powerful shift. So I feel that, and I've seen that and experienced it, and people are commenting about that as well.
Yeah.
That the energy is very beautiful and very directive in connection and community, and being here for each other and helping each other move to the next level.
Another question I've been asking everybody,
Yes.
Obviously there's a lot of hard stuff going on in the world now. What are some of your tools for staying centered, raising your vibration, especially when you're confronted with the difficulties of the 3D world, the density of the 3D world?
Yeah, one of the things that I like to share with everybody is, and
Go ahead and tell
this
them.
is something that we like to say is, be of the world but not of the world, so you can be of better service to everyone. And it's noticing, observing, and then tuning your own frequency and energy so that everybody can feel the experience of who you are and feel inspired to move to that level where there's higher possibility. And in doing so, what we're guided to do is find the greater solution, the greater possibility, see the bigger picture and the bigger direction and where we're going. And then we can make take those steps forward. And when we do that, we're also unattached, and we don't fall into the spiral of the sadness and the depression, where, we are losing ourselves in it. We can see above, notice, and go to the what's next, and feel more empowered because we can see clearly the next step forward.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's beautiful advice.
Yeah. So I think I don't remember if I shared this on the last show, but I'm going to share it again because it might be.
Wisdom is always good to hear multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. The body pendulum. It's so important. Just like a pendulum, use your body, hand on heart, hand on belly. What's my yes? Mine is a lean forward or clockwise. What's my no? Mine is a lean back and counterclockwise. So you can literally say, I'm on a star. Yes. I have a dog named Chip. No. Right. And then when you're witnessing something, feeling something, hearing something, seeing something, whether it's in the media or outside, or, somebody who just entered the room, you can literally ask yourself, is this true for me? And let your body tell you. You can stand in a grocery store and pick up a bottle of vitamins and say, is this right for me right now? And your body will tell you. And that is the most important tool, I feel like, especially when it comes to all the bombardment of the information and misinformation and everything that we're witnessing. And you know what? Turn off the TV. I don't even own one. I literally do not own a television. It is so valuable for my family to be in our own cultivated energy fields. And we only bring in and digest what we choose to. And so higher vibrational foods, drinks, green smoothies, vegetables, fruits, organic, what you intake is who you become, right? They say you are what you eat. And it's that way about books, about media, about music. I literally cannot watch a horror movie anymore. Like, why do I want that anxiety and stress and fight flight response in my body? No. So really pay attention to what you're digesting.
Beautiful. And you can find more of Anastara by going on to Instagram. Let's log out there. And it's Anastara1111.
Yeah, my link tree is better.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the link tree?
LINK.
Hold on a second.
I'm just learning Instagram, everyone.
Tree.
No, it's LINKTR .ee.
Well, that's right.
/ Anastara 1111. 1111. There you go. And that has everything on it. It has my upcoming masterclass on Tuesday. You're not crazy, you're just awakening. It has my Egypt pilgrimage later this year will be at the Temple of Isis on 11/11.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that? On 11/11, be in Egypt with her.
Yeah, at the Temple of Isis. We have a 20-day trip planned. It's all there. Awakened Leadership Initiation is our level 1 course of the 11/11 Ascension University. And you can find out more about everything. You can see my book, my best-selling book, Manifesting Magical Moments.
And I'm
Yeah.
putting this into the chat box for
Awesome.
all of our Zoom roomers.
Thank you.
And how do people find you? If you can type in your website and then we'll go visit it.
Yeah.
Any last
360.
thoughts before I bring in my next guest?
So grateful. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for all the connections and the in-person. When it really came down to it and my choice to come here, I did the body pendulum. In fact, I pulled out my real one too, because I was like, I could stay at home and I could be on my computer. I'm in the middle of launch week for my course, or I can actually go and make real life connections. And that's what I chose to do.
And I'm so glad you did.
Yes. Final thoughts is, if you want to experience love in your life, come from love. If you want to experience peace in your life, come from peace. We need to begin within. So what is your state? Change your state of being, change your life.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, and I love you. And thank you for joining us. We're going to take a look at your website. And it is 360prosperity.com. Definitely sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Right.
I want to, absolutely. And tell us a little bit about what you would like for people to know when
Everything
they
has your email address now.
go. That's all right.
Yeah, thank you. So currently we also in the middle of launch.
Yes.
Launching my Divine
Yeah,
Body Code. And what it is actually renew of your body. So we're going every month, system by system, starting with the cardiovascular system, where we clear multidimensional levels, DNA level, and we bring in the higher frequency of each organ. And we do that every single month with every different system.
Wow.
So at the end of 11 months, you have a whole new body, high frequency body, every organ that's in place. And then right after that, I have Wealth Consciousness Program, where we're tapping into unlocking the inner millionaire, and we're living from the possibility of having this already versus let's get there and get this to work. We're moving to the high frequency, tuning to the high frequency of wealth, prosperity, abundance, and from that place, creating different streams of income, creating new courses, new possibilities. So really excited. Yeah.
Maria, thank you. And thank you for your patience.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to be here. So honored.
And one more time, it's Prosperity 360. 360 Prosperity. 360prosperity.com.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you. Next two people, come on out.
Be blessing,
Carolina.
blessing. Yes.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Awesome.
Amy Robeson, thank you.
Scott, we have Fanny Starchild has joined us.
Oh, fantastic.
We're ready for a musical interlude, and my chat is frozen, so I'm going to log out and log back in.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. And let's do this so that everybody can be seen. I need you to get a little closer. This is how I throw myself between two beautiful women. Great scene. So Amy, welcome. And what I've been asking everybody is, what have you seen or experienced here at the expo that's made an impression on you? And go ahead and tell the audience.
So this is my second year speaking at the expo, and it's very different energy this year compared to last year. It feels more accelerated, yet more grounded, and there's different frequencies that are going on. And I feel like people know exactly who they're supposed to go and talk to and who they're supposed to meet and what they're supposed to be doing at this moment in time. It's been really neat to witness and to see, connecting with everybody that's here.
Who's someone you've connected with that really made an impression on you?
Oh, his name is Muchi, and he does.
Muchi.
I absolutely adore him. When I first got started with this, I was very into Tantra and the goddesses and the Hindu goddesses. And so, and I'm being called to go back into that a lot more. And so he just feels like an old soul, an old friend.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And we're going to ask you more questions in a moment. And you, Carolina, we just had her on Soul Search, but now we get to meet her in person. Hello.
Lovely to meet you. Thank
Glad
you
to
so
meet
much
you.
for the
Thanks for joining
opportunity.
us. Yes. How's your
Mhm.
son doing? Is he enjoying it?
He's doing great. He's coming up tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah,
She has a
can't wait.
14-year-old son, and I'm always curious how teenagers relate to the Conscious Life Expo. So
He is going to love all the crystals. It's going to be a nightmare getting him out of here. He's going to want to get everything, but no, he's very excited to be a part of this. So.
And what stands out for you so far?
Well, I came quite late in the day, but I sort of echo what you've experienced. Like the energy feels more directed. It feels like everyone's here with quite a lot of purpose. There's still a lot of excited curiosity, but I think people are making sort of targeted connections sort of at an intuitive level, which is really lovely to see.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, so here's a question for both of you. Obviously, there's some challenging times going on there. What are some of your personal tools that you use to raise your vibration when it's hard, to stay centered, to connect to spirit? What are some of your personal tools?
Breathe. Most importantly, breathe and get outside. I think that nature has the ability to heal us in so many different ways. And then when we're in our head and when we're in the thick of whatever the experience is, the best thing to do is just be out in nature, because nature has light codes. Nature has so much healing power to just release. And every step can be so purposeful. Even if you're not stepping, you're just sitting outside and breathing with the earth, because Mother Earth brings that divine sacred feminine and mothers us and holds us. And so just go outside and breathe.
That's beautiful advice. While Carolina's answering, please put your website in for us, because we're going to visit that. Carolina, what's your suggestion, or what do you do?
Well, because of the work I do, I draw on a lot of the frequencies that I use in my healing work, and I like to try and teach these as much as possible to my clients. But it's funny, actually, we did a workshop on it just this week about how to manage the instability we're seeing in the world and not let this impact our vibration. And when you can try and connect with this frequency called plasma, which exists in the scalar energy field, which is the energy that is all around us all the time, there is a frequency in there that's conscious. And so if you're able to connect with it, you can literally ask for the balance and ask for the peace. And when you bring it into your body, really ground it down. And I teach a lot of my clients how to do that with various sacred geometries as well. So wherever they are, they can really sort of be very self-sufficient. I think working in this space now, it's about sharing the information and making it accessible to as many people as possible.
Anything you can share with our audience about how to utilize sacred geometry? Anything that would translate?
Sure, absolutely. So if you wanted to do this for yourself, what I would encourage you to do is get into a sort of a quiet meditative state, and definitely sort of bring your breathing into balance, maybe doing some triangle 3-step breathing. And then
Now slow down. What is triangle 3-step breathing?
So it would be you would breathe in for 3, and then you would hold for 3, and then you would release for 3. And that just kind of centers and calms the body a little bit. If you can be outside, to your point, that's like so perfect. Feet on the ground, grounding naturally. And then what I sort of always invite my clients to think about is to bring in the cytoplasma first. You can imagine it as a sort of a beautiful, etheric, like warm light coming down, and I believe we can instruct ourselves to connect with it. I mean, that's how I do it. And it comes down and people often feel a gentle warmth coming into their body. And then if we're looking at sort of grounding and balancing, some of the sacred geometry is a little more complicated to use. But if you go with something like a Sri yantra, which is a very love-based, a very balancing, very divine feminine-based frequency, and you can bring the cytoplasma through. And I like to encourage them to invite divine white light and any other color that resonates with them. A lot of them love to bring in violet flame as well, very, very grounding and peaceful. And then we just sit with that. And the wonderful thing about cytoplasma is because it's conscious, it can go into our energy bodies and into our chakras, and it will find the blockages and just gently release them. And if we can take our active mind out of it, because we've got into this peaceful place with our breathing, then we can just let the frequencies do their work. And when we start to feel our body come into balance and our heart rate slowing down, and typically my clients describe it as feeling like a sort of like a like a wave of peace that comes over them. We can just ground that into the earth. I ask them if they feel called to do so, to connect with Gaia, and ask her to infuse her own grounding frequencies. Then we always bring it back up into the body and then send it back up to God, source, whatever you subscribe to, completing the circle as above, so below. It's within, so without. So
it helps also with this beautiful voice that she has, doesn't it? It was such
Very
a
kind.
beautiful voice, very beautiful
Thank you.
voice, and a beautiful vibration. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
Both of you. Amy is new, so I want to learn a little bit more about Amy. So I'm going to your website, Amy. I'm accepting your cookies. I just accepted your cookies. Tell us more about the work you do.
Yeah, I'm an Akashic Record Master teacher. So I teach people how to open the records for themselves and for others, and get answers on demand to any of their questions that they have. So sometimes it's as simple as what to make for dinner, or what's my soul purpose, or why am I having such a challenging time with this? And it's really fun to see and to witness how much the Akashic records are evolving and how many people are being called and drawn to connect with them now.
And how did you first get pulled into this wonderful work?
I used to have really bad dreams, and I wanted to understand why I was having bad nightmares, and I wanted to interpret them. And I was starting going through a deep depression again, because I cracked my tailbone for the second time in my life. And I used to do yoga a lot, and so I couldn't do that thing that brought me joy and gave me a release. And so I wanted to learn how to meditate, and I wanted to learn how to interpret my dreams. And that took me down a path of understanding, and anything that my heart said yes to do, I did it. And now I'm here.
Beautiful. And one more time, a reminder that the website that Amy has is the Amy Robeson, ROBESON.com. The, not just any, but the Amy
It's really
Robeson.
important. Otherwise, you get to a realtor. She gets lots of my emails.
This is the awakening world. Let's all awakening with Amy. Absolutely. Now, I noticed actually that there was another website you had put in there. So let me go back there and tell us what that's all about.
So I did a talk here today, a workshop on connecting with the ancestors in the Akashic records. And I'm going to be doing that in our free 10-day masterclass series as well, where we're taking everybody into the Akashic records, talking about manifesting, also talking about how sometimes you could be doing all the right things when it comes to manifesting, but it's still not working. Like, I'm taking action, I'm doing my mantras, I'm meditating, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, but it's not working. And the reason why it's not working, sometimes it's our ancestral lineage, that there's something being held within our DNA and our patterning and our thoughts that we can release, and the ancestors want to come in to help us.
Wow.
And so in that free masterclass, and it's absolutely free, it's 10 days. If you can't join the lives, you can catch the replays. It's all virtual. We're doing a soul lineage healing, ancestral healing, and money clearing. We're doing rapid fire Akashic record group readings. We're doing tons and tons of stuff on it. So it's one of my favorite series that I do, and I channel a ton of stuff through the Akashic records.
Amy, what a blessing. And where are you located geographically?
I'm in Nashville.
In Nashville?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we just had somebody last week from Nashville.
So
Do you know Carolina West?
I don't.
Okay,
But I need
she was
to.
she was on our show last week.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, but Nashville is happening, everybody.
Yes.
And so is Amy Robeson. So definitely, let me say it again for all the people watching, because most people watching are watching on our broadcast partners, Facebook, YouTube, etc. So it's theamyrobeson.com/soul-evolution-journey.
Or they
Okay.
can go to theamyrobeson.com/masterclass.
Oh,
if
okay,
you want
great.
to type in something easier.
Right. Okay. So yeah, if you go to amyrobeson.com, I've already signed up for your and oh, there it is. Just sign up right there. So that comes right up and you can sign up that way, and it's free.
It's absolutely free. And if you can't join the lives, you catch the replays, and we have a replay page available.
Amy, thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
your
much.
wonderful work. Thanks
Thank
for coming
you.
on.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, kind sir, gentlemen, for having Amy come be with us a little bit.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to have Antoinette in a moment, but I want to, and we'll have Fanny do a song because we need a little music to integrate this. And then Antoinette is with us. But where do we take people to?
Oh, for me, probably the easiest place at the moment, aside from Soul Search, is my Instagram page, which is it's an easy one. It's the Frequency Codex.
So if I go to Instagram.com and I'm gonna go to, oh, I gotta log in. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Instagram and find her at
the Frequency Codex.
Frequency Codex.
Yep.
And you were gonna have your website up by now. It's
You know,
so...
it was up, it was down. It's just, but I'm just going with it because I know that like Mars is now conjunct with the moon. And so I'm being relaxed about it all. But you'll find a lot of information on Instagram. You'll find all my light language transmissions there. So you can get a flavor of how I work. And yeah. And the website is also called the Frequency Codex, and that will be up again by Tuesday next week.
TheFrequencyCodex.com. And what's up? We'll just have to have you on the show one more time to show us.
Well, there we go. That would be lovely. So yes.
Carolina, thank you
nice
so
to
much for
meet
dropping
you.
in.
Thank
Nice to meet you in
Yeah,
person.
lovely to meet you.
Hopefully I'll see you and your son tomorrow.
I will definitely stop
Okay.
by. Thank you
Great.
so much.
You know, girl guest.
Oh, I thought you were with Amy.
No, we came together.
But you're all my, of course not. No, come.
My name is Happy Ali.
Hi.
I'm Happy. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Happy. You know, it's so funny. I thought you were Amy's boyfriend. That's so I thought that I didn't realize you were actually.
I'm a person.
You're a person who wants to present.
Yeah, I'm an intuition teacher, and also the author of the Intuition Bible, which is all about tapping into your inner wisdom and tapping into the inner worlds and inner dimensions and basically, but I'm more like the kind of person who likes to teach people the baby steps. So I teach people from the very basic way of tapping into just the gut feeling all the way to channel. I'm a prophetic dreamer. So I dreamed the birth of my children and death of one of my sons. And I was guided to the birth of my new twins because I'm a gay guy. It's not that easy to have babies. So I was by my dead son in my dreams, like step by step, showing me everything, what to do, when to do it. And then now I have my twins and we're like the Holy Trinity, I call us the Trinity. So that's how my journey started. And I just jumped and I just answered a bunch of questions you didn't ask.
No. Totally cool. Look, this is a very spontaneous show with your side. You know what's been really interesting? I invited like a dozen people to come in, and then other people heard about it. And before we started, I just prayed these would be a perfect flow. And there really has been a perfect flow. Like most people have only had to wait about 5 or 10 minutes. And it's just been perfect. There's always been like a couple of people with me, a couple of people waiting, but it's been like this beautiful flow of energy and very spontaneous, including people I didn't even know coming in and crashing the party, which is, you are welcome. Now,
thank you.
How do people find you?
Well, I'm on Instagram and Happy Insights Official, but my link tree is
say it slower.
Happy Insights Official.
Happy Insights Official.
Yeah, but if they my web link tree is usually the best because on Linktree it's Linktree Happy Insights. So then they can go to my website, they can get free hypnotherapy, like how to tap into your divinity, hypnotherapy audio. I try to offer free stuff. I have a master class coming up this week for intuition, but mostly I love to speak. That's the thing. Well, I like to tap in, go within, then teach. But I like to mix spirituality with science in a way to where people can feel like it's easier, because you had a guest on earlier that taught the body pendulum.
Yes.
And I love the body pendulum. It's one of the things that I teach and I have in one of the chapters of my book. But I've noticed I have twin 8-year-old boys, and one of them can do it and one of them has a complete different version of doing it. So one of them does what he does is I tell him to check in his body and ask a yes or no question and see what part lights up. And then ask a no question and a yes question over and over until he knows which one's a yes and which one's a no. and then ask the question you don't know. And then that part lights up. So that's
great advice for everybody out there.
So just if you don't find yourself having success with one technique, there are so many other techniques, because as humans, some of us are visual, some of us are physical, some of us are intuitive, and like we know stuff, you know, the clairaudient, clairsentient, all of that stuff. So don't be ever discouraged when you're trying to navigate life and someone's instructions don't work for you, because there's so much stuff to do.
Thank you. He's got great energy, by the way.
Thank you.
He's really, really got good. I'm with a lot of people. Great energy.
He's tapped into the mother spirit, that's why.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It looks like you are too.
Oh, thank you.
I just am looking at you.
I can just tell just by everything that you just said, because number one, mother spirit is a spirit of intuition. It comes across all men and women. Women usually have a little bit more, but you know, since you're already open, you're going to go ahead and just receive it. So the more that you lean into the intuition is the more that it's working for you. And that's the reason why you can see things, you can foresee things, you understand how things work, because you're tapping into the intuition. And that's why I want a lot more other people to learn how to do that too. It's like the more you lean into it, is the more it's going to work for you. You know, because you've been on this journey with me for these last few years. And if it hadn't been for that, because I was like, Mother Spirit, do this, go here, do that, speak to this person, you know, like boom, just trust and have the faith, because that's what's actually working. And don't argue and don't fight and don't keep using that masculine mind and be like, oh, what am I doing? And do we this? Does it make sense or whatever? It's like when you have that real trust and faith, everything just follows. It's in divine timing. It's in divine order, you know? So thank you for sharing that, because I'm going to be looking for you.
You know, this woman, just so you know, she and her partner, they build schools in Africa. They bring running water to places that have not have running water. I mean, they are doing God's work all over. They just got back from a tour of 4 continents. How many countries in Africa? 4 continents
and 21 countries, and that was 2024. But coming to this alone, we just flew in yesterday from Rwanda, Uganda, and Wakanda.
Oh my goodness.
You remember? I just jumped on the stage at 5 o'clock. I jumped on the stage. We actually flew in the afternoon. It's like Pato and I, we just ran here to the LAX Hilton, grabbed something in the long line of the Starbucks, and then just jumped on the stage and wowed everybody. Everybody was dancing and coming down and everything. And I've been here ever since. I haven't even been home yet.
Wow.
I'm here in my Africa time. I'm supposed to be on Africa time, but you know, thank God I'm here at the Conscious Life Expo, where you can get all your healing and everything that you need in one spot. They need to do this a lot more often, I'm telling you, for real. You know,
I'm going to ask you to put your website in for us, and then I'll go to it. I'll put the link tree in. And Antoinette,
yes,
we are going to have a good chat in a moment. I do want to. We haven't had music at all yet, and we love Fanny. So in a moment, we're going to take a look at his link tree. We're then going to get a song from Fanny, or maybe Fanny and Dugari, and then we're going to have a nice chat with Antoinette. And then at 8 o'clock, or just a little after 8, we've got, coming all the way from Europe, Uta and Natalie, who are going to lead a very powerful healing experience. And you can always use, you know, some extra healing.
Dude,
these are massive healers.
Day to day. Y'all need to be down here. Y'all need to be down here. You better be here next year.
All right, let's try and take a look and see if we can get to his link tree. He didn't put a www in there, so I'm going to do that.
There we go.
And then we're going to do this. Come on, there we go. Please.
No, it's been amazing today, because yeah, it's right there. I just was in a room full of women all doing light language. It was a panel.
Oh.
I've never seen anything like that. It was a panel of 8 women, I think.
It's the rise of divine.
And I think 6 out of 8 were doing light language, one after the other, after the other. And it was just probably the most intense experience I've ever had. And this is my 3rd year at the expo.
Wow.
And it was just so amazing. So I'm like, I honor women for their expression, and I'm excited that more men are joining in in the conversation.
Yes,
that they're
we need them to, because
It's very important because a lot of guys are getting all twisted out of shape because they think it's a woman takeover. But it's like, no, it's the rise of divine feminine and it's the rise of the sacred masculine. And we need this balance and restoration on this planet, in this universe, all over. So we need our men and we need our women and we need all of us to come together, and we just all need to just tap into each other so that way we can be balanced.
Absolutely. And it's been so out of balance for so long.
It's right, yeah.
And honestly, I don't mind the pendulum swinging into let the women lead. Let the women lead. I'm a white man. I can say this. We blew it. We had the power for the last 2000 plus years. We did not do a good job. Time to turn it over to the women, especially women of color or the grandmothers. That's who I want. Put the grandmothers in charge.
It's time.
Yeah.
I just interviewed a woman. I have a show, Happy Insight podcast. I interviewed Regina Meredith, who has Open Minds on Gaia, and Lee Harris, who's an amazing channel. And they wrote a book together called The Future Human, and it's coming out next month. But what I loved about it was the Z's who Lee Harris channels. They talked about how the feminine and the masculine, it has nothing to do with whether you're male or a female. It's because I'm more feminine, I have more feminine energy, and sometimes I have more masculine energy. And I think it's just accepting that it's okay to be everything all at once. Because ultimately we're all everything all at once.
When you get the afterlife, is it going to be that kind of material DNA type of thing? It is exactly who you are and who you perceive. That's exactly how God made you. It's like, that's it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming in. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too as well. Thank you for recognizing that I'm a human. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm so sorry.
I'm only teasing. I just want to make you laugh. So
it was cute. I said, do you guys have let men speak?
Are men allowed?
But she said no, only beautiful women.
I'm a gay guy, so maybe I have femininity.
You're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You're a child of God.
We are going to go to some music from Fanny, and hopefully it's Fanny. It is Fanny and Vigari. There they are. Hey, beautiful ones.
Oh, look at the
We made it on the whole Life Expo, honey. Here we are to a new start. We are the Mystiques. So nice to be here with you. Yabadoo.
We love the Mystiques. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for providing. And I'm turning it over to you to share your beautiful music.
Thank you. So it's going to be what it is. We didn't have a sound check. So here we are. Let me know if a thumbs up, if you can hear.
Thumbs up means you're good. Thumbs down means we need to stop and try again.
Or just tell me to go up, 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 up. It's up, 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 up. I see Mr. Rabot. He says yes. This one is called Supermoon Spaceship in the Night. We've seen them, they're everywhere. We have to awaken to them. We have to rise to the occasion. Plenty bright, it will light up the sky tonight.
Light up the sky, light up the sky.
Slightly bigger, slightly brighter. It's bringing love in the sky, bringing light. Just look up, look up, look up, look up. Look up in the sky.
Look up, look up.
just around midnight, midnight. Oh my, sky watchers. Enjoy, enjoy this spectaculars. There are starships in the sky.
In the sky, in the sky, in the sky.
High away, high away, high away, high away, high away, high away. I'm on my way. It rises in the sky, starship in the night. It gives me chills as it rises in the sky. Super ship, super closer to the earth. High away, 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 high Beware, beware. There's fog in the stars. Beware, it rises in the sky. Beware, there's a spaceship in the sky. It makes the smoke, the fog rises high. Be alive, be alive, be alive, be alive. Be alive, celestial wonders. Be alive, be alive, be alive. It's rising in the sky. Shakamaya goro, shakamaya derumba kiwelela shimayele. Shakamaya lele. Shakamaya shangamaya yere wamakiwelele ayasha ayasha. Look up in the sky. As it's rising up so high, the stars so bright, gives me chills. Sky watchers, oh my, so beautiful to be alive in this time so light. I feel we are here for love, only love. I feel it in my soul. Yeah. In my heart, in my soul, there's a higher way. So mama, spectacles in the sky, spectacles in your eyes. There's higher ways. As love brings us slightly brighter. It's our way to love. Shawaya Sentore.
That was amazing. And I loved watching how everybody just got so engaged and how you absolutely took everybody much, much higher away. Thank you so much, beloveds. Oh, also just want to let people know you can find Fanny and Vigari at starchild.ca because they're in Canada. So it's starchild.ca for Canada. And that's where you can call, find out how to bring them to your city, bring them to your place. Beloveds, that was so exquisite. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, love. Thank you for being who you are. And thank you for having us again tonight. It was really fun to be at the Whole Life Expo here in our home studio.
Absolutely. We're doing our best to bring the expo to all of you.
It's so wonderful, so wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Scott, and for everything
Oh.
that you do.
Thank you. And we are flying. Here you are on our wings of love. Thank you, Bella. I love you. Thank you for all the work you do. Miss Ubuntu, Ubuntu.
A big shout out to
Love you, Fanny.
Thank you, babe.
That was beautiful. That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to have a beautiful healing experience in a few minutes with Uda and Natalie coming to us all the way from Europe. But while we have Antoinette here, I know right off the bat, I noticed one of the people was asking, how can people watch the movie?
Oh, okay. So we have released it on video on demand on the Gather site that we had, the whatchamacallit. They'll be able to go ahead and go on there. But I have a feeling we're going to be putting it up on YouTube,
Okay.
and then everybody can see
So
it.
just best to wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, basically. Which is like the next few days, basically. But remember, we just
I know. She just got back from Africa 2 days ago.
Yo, that was amazing. So we went to go see the kids. We went to go see Akon.
Okay.
We went to the refugee settlement. We went into, there's a lot going on. And as you can see, and while we were there, there's a lot going on over here. There's a lot going on over there.
How does what's happening here impact what's happening there?
Of course it's impacting because, if you did see the documentary and if you know about Grace Villa, so there's foreign workers that are like supplying aid and doing other things for people in Africa. So there's a lot of discussion of what's going on and what's happening. But also at the same time, remember what we said in the spirit of Ubuntu is like, what did we do when the government has failed us? Or when we can't depend on the government? We had to look to each other. We had to find people who's in alignment. I'm not going to sit there and be like, the world is ending. It looks really bad, but it's like all this back and forth, back and forth. You know, it's like, you know, the judge 1 minute is like, is allowing the executive orders, and then the judge is not allowing the executive orders. So nobody really understands what the hell is really going on. We just know that the whole world is like, you know, flipping all up and down and stuff. But I'm not worried because they said this was going to happen. They said we're going to be dealing with a lot of drama, but just keep your eyes on the prize, because it's just them fighting to hold on to that darkness. They want to stay there. They're using everything in their power to sit there and grip and hold us into there. But this is what's happening. The light is coming. Change is coming. Progress is coming. The divine feminine is coming. We are coming to restore law and order, justice and beauty and peace and all the progressiveness. It's coming, and they're freaking out. And that's why they're trying so hard to do whatever they can possibly do. But you know something? We have seen what peace looks like. We have seen what prosperity looks like. We have seen what abundance looks like. So you can try and do whatever you want to do. You can try. But you know something? God always wins. Good over evil always wins. The light will always shine through the darkness. All we have to do is keep shining our light and then see what happens. I'm telling you, I'm not tripping. It's like every time I kept turning on the news, it's like, you know, the world news reporting it from over there.
Oh my God. So I bet, yeah.
It's so different from how the news is being reported over here. Y'all need to get some other news. Do not follow what's happening over here. Follow some other news stations, follow some other things going on outside, because it's telling a total different story.
The name of the documentary is The Spirit of Ubuntu. And it is an amazing achievement. They've made it in multiple countries in Africa.
10 African countries.
10 African countries. Wow.
Yeah, it is. It's affecting a lot of people down there. And like I said, and since we came back, I had to come here to the Conscious Life Expo, because I was here last year was the first time I ever went.
I remember, yes. You came up to my room and we did this again.
Like, remember, I hit you guys up. I was like, I need a speaker room. I need a booth. I need to perform. I need whatever. And so I managed to get onto the stage, and I managed to get a performance, and I did purchase a 3-day pass. And next year, I'm definitely getting a speaker room. I'm definitely getting a booth, and I'm definitely going to be performing. And I just love everything about what this Expo stands for and what everything is going on. I mean, people were freaking out everywhere else outside. I live in California. Everybody was asking me, it's like, how are you being affected by the fires? Are they going to be canceling or whatever? But as you can see, the sun was out. We are all still living. We're all still thriving. We're all still surviving. And we're all like I said, we're meeting up with people who are in alignment in order to support each other. Because what happens when governments fail you and other people fail you? What do? I'm not going to sit here and be crying and laying down and like, oh, Lord of mercy, like we all going to die. No, none of that is happening. None of that is happening. We are going to thrive. We are going to survive, and we're going to stay alive, and we're going to support each other with love, because that's the one thing they cannot stand, is to see us thriving.
Absolutely. You know, you talked about, this is a good opportunity for me to just let people know about something that's going to be really special, which is our show next week. Next week, we're going to do a really amazing show all about resilience. Sandra DeCastro Buffington is going to be my co-host.
Okay.
She lost her home in the fire. Her home of 15 years gone. And she's going to be co-hosting. And we're bringing in all these people who are experts. Bethany Grace's child was murdered, and the way she copes with it. Gary Malkin, who's amazing, who does all sorts of work. He won a Grammy Award for his album called Graceful Passages.
Yes, I'm familiar with this music. Very beautiful.
So next week, it's all about resilience. So since you mentioned that, I wanted to just remember to plug. Also, we have so many people we want to see that we've added a Sacred Sunday show tomorrow from the Expo, 9 a.m. It'll be a 90-minute show because then I have to give the room to somebody else. But we are going to be doing a show from 9 a.m. to 10:30. Would love for you to come by if you and Pato want to do a little bit, because I love on Sundays when you share with us from the Urantia book. So if you could come and just give us a little
I would love to. And he's
infusion of
actually
Urantia.
starting, he just started this course, it's a 7-week online course on the Urantia book on the life and teachings of Christ. 55 people have already signed up for this.
Wow.
It's like everybody's like tuning in. It's like spiritually speaking, we just want to like, what can we do more?
Right.
How can we learn to implement these things in our lives so that way we don't have to be living a miserable, sufferable life? Because when they say the kingdom of heaven is within you, help us find it. Show me where it is.
Yeah.
And when they said, they're like, when they say teach a man how to fish, it's like you got to go the next mile. Show them where is the fish. Don't just you got to show me where the fish is at. So this is what we're going to be doing. So this is going to be really fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I just put into the Zoom room the link for tomorrow morning. Please plan on joining us at 9 a.m. I'd love to have you come in and stick around for this. We are in for a treat with these amazing women. They are world-class healers. Got up early in the morning. They're coming to us from Europe, where you're like, what, like 4 o'clock in the morning there right now?
I'm excited because the healings I've been doing here. So I did the iconic foot bath. If you haven't done that with Wayne over there in the wellness place, his foot bath is different from all the other foot baths. This is what I just found out. So these iconic foot baths, when they send them into the States, what they do is he says they castrate, there's a bit with the aluminum, the metal part. So, the things where they need the icon in order for it to remove the toxins, the parasites and all the other stuff like that. We don't have the full version. So exactly, because it's coming in from another country. So that's the reason why he builds them and makes them himself. So you notice if you walk by there, everybody's bucket is all like black and brown and he's pulling out little worms and this and that and stuff like that because his works.
Wow.
So you're not getting the full deal if you're ordering the stuff off of Amazon or whatever. So
go get a foot bath.
Go get a foot bath. Mr. Vibe, I went inside in his session, about the stem activation and different things like that. That was amazing. His book was amazing. The things that I've learned, I did another scan. So, I went to go see Shaman Durek. That was amazing. So I'm sitting there finding out, it's like, I thought I'm completely healed because I look great. Do I look great?
You look great.
I feel great or whatever, but it's like, looks can be deceiving. It's like, I got some issues inside that I need to work, which is like cleansing of the blood. Why the inflammation? Why the cluster cells? Why the white blood cells aren't working, are being stopped, and why the other cells are doing this. That's another guy, Dr. Stan.
Well, that's rather than focusing on the people that are here that they can't come to, I am going to put the attention on our upcoming healers that are with us right now. And I want to welcome Uta and Natalie. And thank you so much, both of you, for getting up early in the morning. Now, of course, you've both been on the show before and done KES group healings, but you've got something very unique tonight. So please share with us how you're both doing and what you're going to be providing for us this evening. And namaste.
Thank you, beloved Scott. We are doing great. We are creating a wonderful workshop for humanity. But first of all, we first want to share a little bit about ourselves, so that's easier for you to understand where we are coming from and where we are. And I think beloved Natalie wanted to start with her story because she is the paintress and also master healer. So beloved Natalie, please tell something about yourself and your work.
Thank you, Uta. Scott, hi. I'm very happy to see you again. It's a pleasure, always.
Big hug.
Big hugs. Love you so much. Okay, so I don't like talking about myself, but that's not a, a surprise. So yes, I'm blessed with a beautiful mission. It took me it was a long journey, but I channel artwork, and I wanted to say that when I was a child, I knew that I would be an artist, and there was no other possibility. And of course, with conditioning and life and the way it goes, I completely forgot that I wanted to be an artist. And then, so life went on, and I did other things. And when I was 33 years old, I was sitting in the stairs of my house, and I had accomplished everything that my mind could think of. I had a beautiful husband, 2 children. I was owner of my house, beautiful job. And I was sitting there and I was unfulfilled. And I was saying, wow, I've accomplished everything that I could think of. And there's something that's missing. So I went hunting, and I became a spiritual teacher, a spiritual healer. I did very many things. And then when I turned around 40, and I gave birth to my third child, all of a sudden I started painting. And oh, in the beginning was it was really very primordial, very, very simple. And I didn't care. I just did what came, and slowly things started to change. I concentrated more on my channel. That was my main purpose, to be a pure channel. And then in 2017, I um, I heard that I needed to start a series of 144 paintings, and I do as I'm told. I don't question. I didn't ask why and what purpose and all that. And this happened with the harmonic convergence that started 9 years ago. And so I ended up seeing that I do series, and there are series of paintings. And gradually, with time, they're all encoded. They have a lot of they have special um, writing. They have dots. They have whatever comes. And then finally, I understood that I'm gifted with a mission, and this 144 paintings represent my evolution journey, and that I'm channeling the Galactic Federation. So it's a council of many light beings, and each painting has a specific purpose. The one you're seeing behind me is an Ascended Master. It's in a 3-piece, and they're all on wood because I am instructed. Every series has a special size, and so it's that's what I do. And so I channel, and I channel also. They also come with a small explanation and a small text, because this is the opening the gate to open to the painting. So now we're 9 years later. I'm finishing the Ascended Zodiacs, and I started the Angels. And I suppose that when I finish this year, I will have done 111 on the 144. So I will have 33 more to go, and I have no idea what's coming. No idea at all. So yeah, I'm very blessed, and it's time for me to share with the world. And yeah, what they do is they open up possibilities. They open up in it gifts, knowledge, wisdom, with grace, with ease. There's a safety mechanism in it, that you can't receive more than what you can get. So each time you connect with them, you get more and more, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's all all into one's unique direction, which is to open the heart and go back to wholeness and share peace.
Natalie's website is her name. She spells Natalie Nath. There's an H in there. So Nathalie, Natalie. And then her last name is Musha, Moutia. So it's Natalie Musha, Nathalie, Moutia.com. And that's where you can go to this amazing gallery of her divine expressions, learn more about Natalie. I love that beautiful image. And you can even receive an enlightened message for the day from her and learn about her book, The Sacred Codes. And of course, both Natalie and Uta are part of our Twin Ray community. And we definitely love our Twin Ray community members, many of whom I'm sure are going to watch this, either live or the recording.
Yes, and I just maybe add in 2017, I was doing the course with Sanandaji, who was called Akasha, and that's where it came in. So I didn't know I would be joining this beautiful journey.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you knew him way back in the day before he even had met Shekinah.
Shekinah, yeah, this I know. Yeah, and so he's been my inspiration.
They're both very, very beautiful. And they will be coming back onto the show soon. They're still, I talk to them once a week. They call me every week and we talk. And it's like, are you ready to be on the show? Not yet, Scott, not yet. But, the new version of what they are creating will be revealed.
Exactly. And Sananaji, because the next series that I just started, we did a beautiful trip in Egypt, and I was blessed to receive 13 angels, and it was beautiful because we did 13 days, and on these 13 days, Sanandaji was helping me get all the codes back so I could paint what is to come. So
Wow.
I'm blessed.
Well, Uta, you asked Natalie to share about herself, but now it's your turn to share a little bit about yourself, please.
Yes, I also want to tell you a little bit about myself. My story is similar and also very different. I had a wonderful childhood. In my younger years, I know already that I'm a healer. But the time was not the right time, and I also forgot a little bit about this, and I went to study to the university. I was very masculine, very in my mind. But this helped me a lot to learn what it is to have a lot of discipline, because when you are on your spiritual path, discipline is also a very important thing. So when I turned 33, I did a healing with a wonderful guy, and he opened up my light column again, my vertical polar light. And in this time, I started really with my spiritual journey. I also achieved all my goals I could think about. I had a wonderful job, family, and all I wished. But I also felt this unfulfilledness. And then I started my spiritual journey. And I asked for my highest timeline reality with ease and with grace. And it took 2 years. And I came in a very difficult life crisis. I quit my job because it doesn't felt right anymore. And I'm a very intuitive person. So I quit my job. My husband split up. And a few months later, we sold our house while raising 2 young children and also being pregnant with my 3rd child. So all my pillars in my life, like my job where I identified with and my family where I identified with, fell apart. And this was a time of a lot of emotions. I cried for months. I couldn't stop, but my heart opened up, and there came a lot of softness in my system. The feminine side was calling to take it over. So in this crisis, I asked myself, when I'm not the lecturer, when I'm not the teacher, when I'm not the therapist, when I'm not the wife, who am I? And I went into silence, and in silence, I heard at the one hand, I asked for my highest timeline reality. So with ease and with grace. And sometimes you come into a crisis because this is the fast track where you ask for it, the fast track where you can learn the most things. And I didn't realize when I asked for it that with ease and grace doesn't mean that it will be easy. But it will get easier and easier and easier. This is my experience. So in this silence, I learned to surrender. To surrender the situation I can't change, because the house was sold, my husband was gone. I sat there with 3 young kids. So I learned to surrender and see the treasures in there. And with this experience, the flow came back, and I got a new partner, a new job, a new home. And what is important is that my inner guidance grow and grow and grow. And so it came that on my spiritual journey, I met beloved Natalie a few years ago. And at one time we went to a retreat. It was in December 2022 on Hawaii. And we went there with our teachers, and there came a message inside of me, and also parallel inside of Natalie. And the message was to work together. There was a inner calling, and we connected more and more, and it took 4 months. And I brought her paintings, or a number of paintings, 58 paintings of the sacred codes, came to my house in Germany. And Natalie is sitting in Switzerland, and the paintings were in Spain. It was so easy to bring them to my place. It was all in alignment, all in flow. And it only took 4 months to open up a gallery at my house. I have a very huge house, and I split my house. At the one part, I live with my 3 kids, and the other part is still an art gallery. And what I want to share is a little bit the experience with the paintings, because now I live there nearly 2 years with the paintings, or with a part of the paintings. And what I felt, and also other people who came to me and visit me, is that the energy increased at my home very, very high. And high energy also means a lot of triggers. And I experienced that in my journey. I learned to stay centered, and normally I'm very calm, and I'm always the eye in the hurricane. But other people who haven't learned this before, they get very, very emotional. I see it in my partner, sometimes with my kids, and I also have an Airbnb with paintings. So sometimes there was a guy who lived there for a few months. He wanted to live there for a year, but after 3 months he said, it's such a wonderful place here, and there is so much harmony, but emotionally I can't hold it any longer. I have to go. So it was quite funny what the paintings are doing. They also help to speed up my conscious my conscious path, my process. I observed that my event location, the gallery I also, in the past, I used for wedding parties to get some more money for my rent. It actually transformed into a sanctuary. So it was the place to organize healing circles during equinox, during solstice, or full moon. It's a wonderful place, wonderful transformation place. It brought me a lot of new clients doing nothing. They're just coming. I feel that there is an attraction for other people to see the paintings more and more. I feel that humanity open up for these sacred codes. And I also feel that 2025, this year, is the year of change, the year of challenge. The paintings could be a gift for people to navigate through crisis times. They are called also sacred codes in times of crisis. So they help you to repattern your DNA, to work on your inner child, to work on your ancestral roots. Shadow parts come up and they help you to bring it into light. And why I'm telling all this, not really about, it's not about Natalie and me, actually. It's not about that we are so good or we are far in our ascension process. It's not about this. We are here, we need, or we use these paintings to open up our path, go into our mission, inspire people, so that the people learn to unlock their divine in their heart, to unlock their gifts, to unlock their inner guidance, to use their brain also for their inner seeing, inner hearing, and all the higher senses. And together we can create the new world. And it's not about waiting for the one person, the superhero, the Messiah, Jesus, or someone else who will liberate us. It's we have to do this with ourselves, and we are inspired with our path, and we hope that we can inspire other people and guide them also through this process. So we are called to bring the codes more into the world. So with the winter solstice this year, there was a change inside of me, and I realized that I must, or I'm gifted to work closer with Natalie. And we created a 5-day challenge. And the 5-day challenge will start at 18th February. And it's all about the first code and the first sacred code of the series, of the whole series of 144 paintings. And it's called Ascension, of course, because it's overlighting the ascension path. And we are in a container of wonderful light beings who all already experienced the path of enlightenment. So they're supporting all of us to find our peace and to make a wonderful puzzle to create a more loving and caring world. And the challenge in this 5 days is to experience the activation of the first code 5 days along. And it's not about seeing what you experience during the activation. It's more about what can you see and observe in your daily life, what changes unfold, what things unfold. because this art is living art and it's magic. But you have to open up for it. It will change a lot in your life. But if you are aware, you can feel the connection between the support from the painting and the change in your life. So we want to invite everybody to experience this 5-day challenge. Natalie and I am there in the container to support you with your personal story. We have a wonderful Facebook group we just started, and the Facebook group is called Sacred Codes in Times of Crisis. You are free to join. This is a group where we also give some support for people with personal stories. And we have a few themes where we tune in. It's like a wisdom share also, what we learned during our journey to inspire more people. And we created this 5-day challenge to give you the opportunity to tune in and feel if this is your calling, because the ascension path is a path of a lot of initiations, and there are a lot of ways to get the initiations. We have one way, and we do this 5-day challenge to get a feeling if you are called to follow this way, the way of the sacred codes. And then we hope that a lot of people can join, and that we increase the vibration of the hearts of humanity and also of places. So this is a little bit our story. It's more my mission now, or part of my mission, to bring this light into the world. I don't know what the next step is. I just follow. And it feels so high vibrated, and it is so joyful to work together with Natalie. It's not always easy, because we are now making the recordings for our program of the first series. These are recordings of 16 paintings, and it affects also me and my family. We had a wonderful experience with the Family of Light. There's a painting, Family of Light. And during this process, I realized that I actually have 4 children. There was a twin. My first one was a twin. And I really forgot about this. And I neglected this soul. And what I saw with my oldest daughter, the other twin, that she had feelings like nobody see me, I'm neglected, I'm not happy. And always I thought this is not her energy. And now I realize this is really not her energy. So with activating this code, I went through another big process and initiations to unwire my whole family system. And I'm still in this process, but I'm so thankful that these shadows come up and bring into light, and I have the possibility, or my whole family has the possibility to heal.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your story. And Eleanor Joy writes, this is a beautiful, enriching story. I know that some of the other people appreciated the story. And I'd love for us to kind of move forward into the presentation. I do want to direct people, I put it at the link in the chat box for Zoom, but for all of our people watching on Facebook and YouTube, I want to invite you to go to 144sacredcodes.com, 144sacredcodes.com, and that's where you can get the details about this free 5-day challenge. It's starting soon, from February 18th to the 22nd. That's where you'll get all the details about it with Natalie and Uta. There we are, the Awakening World Global Peace Tribe. And we're going to have a tasting. Definitely do what I just did. Put in your name and your email address and register. Definitely you want to make sure you do that. And get it's 144sacredcodes.com. And you've provided a beautiful 32-minute video that we're about to watch. So can you just briefly introduce what people need to know as we watch this video together?
Shall I do this, Natalie? um,
Thank you.
This is a healing and an activation of the essential code ascension. For you, it's important to sit comfortable or lay down, whatever you prefer. It's important to open up your heart, but our beloved Natalie is guiding you through the meditation, and I'm sure there's no chance to close your heart. You must open it, and she's guiding you through the meditation. So there's not more to say.
I would just add that in the beginning, you need to open your eyes and look at the code because you need to receive the first part is all about opening your eyes and your third eye to receive all the hidden gifts and glyphs that are inside.
Thank you so much for this beautiful, beautiful gift. I can't wait to share it with our audience. It's very, very special. And we'll all be back in 32 minutes. Here we go.
Enjoy.
So let's try it again. I did download it and it opened and played for me previously. There we go.
Blessings, everyone. Today we will be channeling the first painting of a large series of 144. This painting is part of the Essential series. Its name is Ascension. The purpose of this painting is to help you commit, stay focused on your soul's path, highest timeline reality. This will allow you to gradually release pain and suffering, discover how potent and loving you really are, shifting your life through miracles in the most benevolent way. Opening prayer. We choose now to open our hearts to receive the highest benedictions possible. We call in the invisible beings of light and love so they may show us the way. We surrender to what comes, knowing wholeheartedly that the universe always has our back. May the lessons come to us with ease and grace. For blessed we are, and so it is. Sit comfortably and center your attention in the center of your chest. This will be referred to as the heart chakra. Connect with your heart chakra and breathe. Bring your attention and your intention into your heart. And as you are centered in your heart chakra, connect through your feet all the way into the center of the earth below you. Connect to the heart of the earth. And allow yourself to receive the love that is now available from the mothers. Breathe in the love. All the way back into your heart chakra. Breathe out and connect with her benevolent heart. Breathe in the love. Breathe out, connect consciously with the Mother. Allow Mother Earth to send all her benedictions and her love. Bring your attention back into the center of your heart. And as you are still connected in the center of your heart, connect through your crown to the stars in the sky, through the suns above. Connect to the light of the suns. Allow this light of the sun to come down, to pour through your crown, through your brain, all the way into your heart. Breathe in the light of the sons and the fathers into your heart. And breathe out, connect through the sons to your spirit. Bringing in this light, filling your heart space with light. Breathe out, connecting to the suns and breathing the light once again. Being centered into the center of your heart with the awareness. And observe the love of the mothers and the light of the fathers. Through Mother Earth and the suns, all the way to the central sun, creating in the center of your heart. Empowering the light, spreading the love in the center of your chest. Allowing the love and the light to flow centered in your heart. And now connect with the field around you. And choose to open your heart more. Expand it all around. Connecting consciously to the field around you. Allowing the love and light that you have received, send it to the field around you with the out-breath. And with the in-breath, receive the love and the light of the field. The benevolent beings around you. Breathe in, breathe out. Expand more and more. With each breath, your heart expands. and sit back in the center of your heart. Feel that you are loved. Know that you are loved. And know that you are protected. And so it is. Now center yourself in your heart and open your third eye. Third eye is between your physical eyes. It is the sacred eye. And allow your eyes to look at the painting. Eyes wide open, heart open, and connect through your eyes to the painting that is in front of you. And listen. As you step out of your attachment to the things you think you need, or you believe you won't. You are free to return to the truth of your soul. When living in selfless service to humanity and the earth, you receive all you need to accomplish your purpose, and so much more. Activate your earth connection. Sacredness of your heart will guide you. Connect with spirit through your soul. Embrace the highest version of you. Nourish your body with tenderness and love. Sanctify your connection with God. In spirit you shall live. Open heart you shall remain. New earth you shall birth with grace and ease. Connect deeply and receive. Receive, receive, receive. Allow the codes in this painting to ease in your path. There's a safety mechanism. You don't need to worry. Now please close your eyes. Connecting to the earth chakra between underneath your feet. That is the chakra where is stored all the memories of the earth. And connect even deeper all the way into the heart of Mother Gaia. In her crystalline core. As you open your connection to her crystalline core, you reconnect with the silver cord of your soul, so called the Antakarana. This potent invisible cord that links you and allows you to come through, to be birthed through her heart, to be alive here now on the earth. Give thanks as she holds you, nourishes you, births you with unconditional love. And choose to connect with her, to allow her love to expand within you, so you may know that you are not alone. That she is here, has always been, and will always be. She births and gives you her life. She co-creates with you. Her only wish for you is love. She thanks you for taking time to connect more deeply with her. And now go back up your cord of light, opening your crown, and just above is your soul star chakra, your connection to the stars. Allow it to open so you can connect with the stars and the suns. The sun of our universe, all the way up to the central sun. And in the central sun, you can connect to a higher version of yourself, a more enlightened version of yourself, a version that is free. And connect to this light, connect to you. And allow this light to come back pouring down, bringing you clarity and wisdom. Enlightening your world. And allow your higher self to guide you, to help you on this process of freeing yourself in so many ways. And as you come back into your heart space, enter the sacredness of your heart. As in the center of your heart, you will find the most sacred place. In the center of your heart, there is your temple of the heart. Take time to observe. Whether you see it or you don't see it has no importance. What is important is the intention to connect with the most sacred part of yourself, where your soul resides, waiting for you to connect. And the more you connect, the more you go deeper, your entire body is nourished with love, with peace. And loving you just the way you are. Allow this love and peace to fill your body and your field. Envision yourself living in this peace as you connect more and more to the love and the light that you are, to this sacred being, benevolent in so many ways. And embrace this higher version of yourself that is connected to the heart of Mother Earth. To the sun of the light, to your higher self that is guiding your way and helping you heal, to open your heart. So you may embrace your path with more grace and ease. Go, beloved child, go. Walk your path. Know that you are not alone. Oh. walk your path with grace and ease. And enjoy your life. And so it is.
I hope you enjoyed, beloveds. It's time to come back, to enter yourself into your physical vessel. Take a deep breath and come back into the show.
And I'd
Thank
love
you.
to, oh, thank you. What a beautiful, beautiful meditation. I actually want to play it tonight when I'm all cuddled up in bed and I can drift off.
Please
No,
do.
yeah, that's definitely what I'm looking forward to. But love for people to put comments into the chat box. Susan Bloomquist writes, that is one energizing meditation and painting. Diara writes, back of my heart chakra is tingling. Carol sent many emojis. Kiki has signed up for your program. And actually, that's a good reminder for everybody. One more time, if you go to 144sacredcodes.com, 144sacredcodes.com, do what I did, register, and join their free 5-day challenge. And then once you register, make sure you confirm your email address. And it's 144sacredcodes.com.
And the last thing I want to say is that this experience isn't just a challenge. It's a transformational journey. It's step-by-step instruction. It's a compass, maybe a map. It's a space for profound connection, healing, and growth. And in each live session, we will focus on one of the following themes. It's stay focused on creating your dream life. This is very important because in the chaos of the day, in crisis, we stuck in our life and we forget to creating our dream life. We are talking about reprogram old habits and patterns. We talk about activate your intuition, self-empowerment, higher senses, and inner guidance, and how you can do this, release limiting beliefs and heal past wounds. And the last one is to step into an expanded, authentic version of yourself. This is what we want to, and we are guided to, with a lot of bonus material, of course. So feel free to join. It's a free program, so that everybody can access. And we will start at 18th of February till the 22nd. And it's always at 8 Central European time, and it's 11 Pacific time. So we choose a time that people all over the world, also the Australian people, can join. For the American, it's more around lunchtime. For the European, it's in the evening. And for the Australian, it's in the morning.
There's a question coming in from a few of our people asking, do you need to be on Facebook to participate?
No, not really, because when you register, you will get an email with a Zoom link. So everything is taking place live on Zoom with a recording if you can make it live. But the Facebook group is a group where you can put your questions. But if you don't have Facebook, just write an email, love@144sacredcodes.com.
Well, let's put that in the chat box again. So the email to write to is
love@144sacredcodes.com. I write it in.
Great. I'm going to read a few more comments. Lynn and Leaf wrote, wonderful experience. We signed up for the sessions. Look forward to this blessing. Christy writes, I kept discovering more and more as I kept looking again and again at the painting. Dr. Laura writes, thank you, Uta and Natalie. Susan writes, gratitude and night to all. I also signed up. Eleanor Joy, very deep, much gratitude. Dr. Laura, there was a spectacular healing and meditation, absolutely superb. I have been in this room for almost 6 hours because I
Oh
was in
God.
just before that, and they turned the heat off, and I am freezing. To be honest, I'm cold and I'm hungry. So I am going to wrap this up. A reminder, everybody, we will be having a special Sacred Sunday show tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And we've got some really special guests coming. It's been quite a show. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And Natalie and Uda, thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott.
Laura, I'm going to bring you up. Thank you for being my co-hostess with the mostest.
I love you too.
And
Very
I
much.
was going to say Fanny and Vigari are still here, but I don't see them. So thank you, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Get a good night's rest. And Uda and Natalie, thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Really
First.
blessings. Love you, Scott, and everyone. Thank you.